listening to Sport Champs.
What is up, you guys? Welcome back to Sport Champs, episode 14, episode 14. We got Dave to my right, we got Winston to my left, off cam, and we're here to talk to you guys about sports right here on the Street Champs Network. Let it go. I kind of fucked that up. I was going to say let us, and then I said let. It was, a mess. What up, guys? How you guys doing this week?
Chilling. Good.
Not bad. Tired after that long flight, but life's good.
Dude. Yeah, you had a long flight. You had a long trip.
It was not quite a red-eye flight, but I still had to get at the airport. So for those of you who don't know, I just flew back from New York. I was visiting family on some family affairs, but it was really fun up until I had to fly. I hate flying.
Why?
The constant sitting and waiting. A lot of people. It's a preferred method of transportation for the sake of safety and time, but for convenience, outside of time, it's not.
You would be the most anxiety-ridden athlete, like a professional athlete, if you had to move, because, professional athletes have to fly all the time. You'd be so anxiety-ridden.
There's been some athletes that have not flown. They're refuse to fly, and that's cost them their career because they have
who?
to. There was this guy that used to play for the Rockets. He was a basketball player. He would not fly.
I'm pretty sure John Madden never flew. I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, John Madden always bust wherever the hell he was going.
Yeah, I mean that was back in the day. It was a little different, but NBA, you got games every single night. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's a lot different.
You might have a Sacramento game on Monday and a Toronto game on Wednesday.
Right. So you can't really drive like that.
Oh hell
no.
Yeah.
But I feel like driving is more risky.
It is.
Statistically, it absolutely.
Yeah.
But
that makes sense.
Something about being in a tube 30,000 feet in the sky with a bunch of strangers just doesn't make it any safer feeling to me.
So for you, is it the takeoff and the landing, or is it just everything?
I mean, I'm not visibly shaken when I'm on an airplane. It's just not something I'm enthusiastic about. And then as soon as I get back from going through an airport, my first instinct is I need to take a shower because I'm just covered in travel germs.
Travel germs.
Yeah.
Airports are terrible for.
It's disgusting.
You got everything in there, yeah.
There's so many people from so many places.
Mm-hmm. Imagine LaGuardia Airport. It's one of the bigger airports in New York City.
Oh my God. You probably ran through a lot of people then.
Oh, yeah.
Did you have to take the subway?
No. The only subway you have to take is at DIA when you're going from terminal to terminal. But other than that, no, not bad. No. But I was supposed to board at 7:15 East Coast time, so that's 5:15 Mountain time. And I was anticipating a whole mess of security and you know what I'm saying, a long wait. So I got there 2 hours before my flight, and I got through my security in 20 minutes. So I sat at my gate for over an hour. So I got to the opportunity to watch the Japanese game, though, the Warriors playing the Wizards. So that was pretty cool. I mean, it wasn't...
We're in the preseason now, huh?
Preseason started today.
Officially. Ooh. And I'm pretty sure that was game one. So
Yep, Kuzma got a crazy-ass poster that I saw.
Wait, so you were in New York today, then?
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
There you guys are watching this right here.
It's a 4-hour flight.
This guy was in New York.
Yeah.
Earlier. Mm-hmm. Damn, you're dedicated, bro. Thanks for coming in after the flight.
Oh, when I booked the flights to go to New York, I had to make sure that the flight back, my opportunity was flying and be here pod-friendly time or be here in the evening. There was no in between.
This guy.
There was no in between. The availability just happened to work out that way, so.
I see you.
Yeah.
I see you. I like it, dude. Well, we're glad you're here.
Dedication.
Hell yeah. Appreciate you to come in, dude. That's a lot of, that's stressful. That's fucking tiring. I could only imagine. It's
7. I'm not good at math at the moment, but it's definitely many thousand miles.
Dave might be sleeping during the Street Champ show.
Yeah.
He might be taking a nap or something. All right, let's get into these sports, though.
Absolutely.
Should we start with the NFL? Or should we start? Let's talk about preseason NBA first, should we? Because it's since we already kind of started on it, I guess.
Yeah. Any sleepers you have, Dave? I know you're a Warriors fan. Do you think the Warriors repeat this year?
I mean, if I'm going to be 100% transparent, I wasn't anticipating last year that the Warriors were going to make a championship run, not because I didn't think they were capable. It's more so that the West is a bloodbath. So it's your road to that championship. There's no Western Conference teams that are sweeping their ways through at this point anymore.
Yeah.
The Warriors never faced an elimination game, which was impressive, but they didn't sweep anybody. So that being considered, I think the Phoenix Suns kind of lost a little bit because of the way that their Maverick series ended. It kind of ended in shambles. Like, there's a lot of poor rumors coming out of locker rooms, like regarding DeAndre Ayton, who already got paid and is still not happy.
Yeah.
Apparently, Chris Paul, like, to a media outlet, they asked him at the end of that series, like, did you learn anything from that series? And I don't know if he meant this genuinely, or excuse me, or if he was kind of butthurt from the results of the series, and he legit just like, nah, I didn't learn anything from that series. So
really,
that's not something you want to hear.
I mean, he's been in the league a long time, so I mean, he's probably
hasn't he
learned.
seen?
Yeah, he's probably seen almost everything.
Shout out Chris Paul though. He's one of those dudes. When it's all said and done, we're gonna consider him, assuming he does not actually get a ring, which seems slim at this point. But if he could do it with the Suns, but he's gonna be one of those dudes in like the Charles Barkley, Tracy McGrady, Allen Iverson conversations of the greats who didn't get a ring.
Yeah,
I see you.
Yep.
So
that's really good. So the championship odds right now: Celtics plus 600. They're the favorites. Bucks plus 650. Nets plus 700. Clippers plus 700.
The Nets can sneak in there pretty well, man.
Maybe.
You were saying the Nets are pretty stacked now, aren't
well,
they?
they have. They're worse than last year, in my opinion.
They're worse than last year.
And they have KD and Kyrie, but that's it. And like
not stacked then.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Warriors are plus 700. Suns plus 1,000. 76ers plus 1,600. And then we got the Nuggets plus 2,000.
So the full strength Nuggets they shouldn't be a dark horse because they are way too talented to be a dark horse. But for the sake of like headspace of teams that people are considering, they're a dark horse because no one gives them the love that they
especially
deserve.
On that odd.
But
plus 2,000.
Sure.
The Clippers is probably the most dangerous team I think out of that lineup for like the sake of like who I don't want to see in the postseason. Like,
Really?
I don't want to see the Clippers. I don't want to see the Suns.
Why not the Clippers?
The Suns is
The Clippers have like if Kawhi, quote unquote if Kawhi is healthy.
Yeah.
And
it's
then
a big if.
they still have Paul George.
So Paul George.
And then they got John Wall.
They have John Wall now.
Oh shit.
That, I mean, again, these are a bunch of asterisk health players, but
Yes, all of them.
If they're
Literally.
healthy, if they're healthy.
But those like firing on all cylinders.
all of them.
Yeah, firing on all cylinders. I think that team's pretty hard to guard.
Yeah, I mean, they're all very athletic and they all can play defense, but
It's
like
liabilities.
you said,
Every single one of them.
Every single one of them has had injury problems. Like they were in their prime like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
All of them. So like
And that shit's passed.
yeah, so I think Nuggets are not the favorites, but like Nuggets are top 3 team in the West for sure, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't see like y'all got Jamal Murray back.
Yeah.
And you and I went to that Nuggets Warriors game in the postseason, game 3. That was sick.
That was fire. Great time.
I was even like, you can attest. I was even saying to the fans who were like, they weren't butthurt that the Nuggets lost. They were being realistic. They're like, man, that's tough. And I turned around, strangers to me, and I'm a Warriors fan wearing a Curry jersey, and I'm like, yo, if y'all had Jamal Murray healthy, y'all would have fucked us up. So that it is what it is. Like,
Yeah.
I can't guarantee
that was a
that
big loss.
Can't guarantee that outcome. But Jamal Murray in the playoffs neutralizes Steph in the form of he could put up 30 just like Steph can put up 30.
Yeah.
Will he? It is like that's hard to say.
Steph is better than Jamal for sure, but
absolutely.
the Jokic and Murray combo is out gonna weigh any combo that the Warriors have.
Yeah, and like when the Nuggets get Murray back, and then that adds more shooting competence to Jokic, that out the post passing that he's just perfected. You know what I'm saying? That's just gonna be money, and like
and MPJ. That's
and
what's
MPJ,
really gonna help with that.
They need a ring,
but MPJ's paid and still balling off injuries constantly and sat out a whole season, which I'm not mad at. I want him to be healthy. Like, do what you got to do. I'm not trying to sound like a disgruntled fan, but coming from Mizzou, I will always root for this dude. He has so much potential, and I'm afraid that, like, we're looking, not to compare him stylistically, but I'm afraid it could be kind of like a Zion scenario. Like, you're so good, this team would never let you go, but your body is not allowing you to participate.
Yeah, I mean, I think he got paid, and he was like, okay, now that I'm paid, I can take a season off, and then I can have a longer career.
Yeah.
And so I think that's better for the Nuggets. I mean, we weren't going to have Jamal. I don't think we were going to win the championship last year with MPJ and Jokic. Like,
Yeah.
I don't see that happening.
Yeah.
So, like, if we get an extra 2 years out of his career, then that's a benefit. But I think Bucks are the scariest team in the league.
Oh, yeah.
And then after Bucks, I think there's a pretty far drop-off. And then I think Nuggets are probably top 5 team in the league to watch out for.
Suns are up there too. Plus 1,000.
Yeah, Suns. I don't think they're gonna win a ring. I mean,
No.
I think they had a great chance against the Bucks.
They had that chance.
and
They had
didn't-
the chance.
Giannis
they
just
didn't get it.
Giannis.
Giannis, and you know, Ayton did his best, but you
cannot shut
see
that
you.
human being down.
Yeah.
He's the closest dominant paint threat I think we've seen since like prime Dwight or like Shaq. You know, not to again, no stylistic comparison. It's just like this dude takes a half a stride past the free throw line and he's in dunk range.
Yep.
But all that being considered, I would still say the Warriors are probably my favorite for the West, but not because they're the most talented. It boils down to how conditioned they are. You know what I'm saying? Like the Warriors, like with Steph doing his thing. Andrew Wiggins had an outstanding postseason.
He did.
Couldn't ask more. He averaged like 20.
He made me a lot of money.
He averaged like 20 points a game. This man was great. He got a poster on Luka. Like the man went off. So that was great.
Which is good for him because he was like basically a bust.
Yeah, until that point, like it proved, as weird as it sounds, he kind of has to be the third or fourth best player on a team.
Absolutely.
And he thrives. And that showed, like, he was super fruitful in the playoffs. Couldn't ask more from him. And then the other unsung hero that I think is just going to get better is, what's his name?
Wiseman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see what Wiseman can give, but
so he has to be our backup center allegedly because we're kind of going to play small ball. We're going to use Kevin Looney at the start, and then Draymond rotates center depending on who's on the opposition. You know what I'm saying? So if you think about it, like, and then I didn't even think about Jordan Poole.
Yeah,
Jordan Poole came out of nowhere.
He did.
This man was just hitting like half court buzzers a couple of times. He had like a couple 30-point games like going into the game 3. That was his first game of his postseason career. So
yeah, I mean, I'd say Wiggins may be like the fifth best player on the team.
And the funny thing is I think the like the synergy that gets created with like playing with Steph, like playing with Steve Kerr. I feel like Steve Kerr is such like a player's coach, but he has like a macro level conscience of what's going on.
Yeah, his offensive schemes are really good, and he has Mike Brown as his defensive coordinator.
Oh,
he's gone?
I'm pretty sure he's the head coach for the Kings now.
Oh,
Sacramento.
I think you're right. So that's a big L. That's a big loss.
But do we remember when Mike Brown was the Cleveland coach?
Yeah, they had good defense, and their offense was trash with LeBron.
Yeah, so
LeBron was like the offense, and that was it.
That's right.
and then he left. He left to Miami because of that. That's why he left.
It was like LeBron and Eric Snow.
Yeah.
Speaking of all this basketball, let's go over these preseason games a little bit. Like you were saying, the Golden State Warriors beat out the Washington Wizards 96-87.
Low scoring game.
Low scoring game. Mm-hmm. Right now, actually just started. Oh, wait, no, this is on Sunday. I'm just kidding. Tomorrow, the Grizzlies are playing the Bucks at 6 p.m. And actually, when you guys are watching this tonight at 6 p.m., Grizzlies are taking on the Bucks. And the Wizards are playing the Warriors again.
So for those who, for preseason, these type of things, they're tours. So right now they're in Japan. So they're like Saitama Arena. So it's a double, and they'll go to other countries too. They'll go to like China or other places. I don't know if the tours are just per team or like if all the postseason is going to be, or preseason is going to be done there. But like one thing you can expect, the stars will play, but it's not going to be the same. It's going to be kind of like Pro Bowl-esque. You know what I'm saying?
I see.
Like no one wants to tear their ACL in the preseason.
There's barely any defense,
They're just shooting and
let them shoot. Put your hands up. You don't draw contact ever.
Yeah, the people that are playing, like that are trying to make the team, they're going hard, but they're not going hard against star players.
No,
because there's like a agreed. We're not going super hard.
Yeah.
Well, the Wizards get another crack at the Warriors tonight at 11 p. Or that already happened.
Yeah, but Nuggets, definitely got better. Definitely got better. So, I mean, we got Bruce Brown, and then we got MPJ coming back. We got Jamal Murray coming back. We got KCP. Like
Joker's gonna do what Joker does.
Yeah. So I'm very confident in the Nuggets. Like I wouldn't be surprised.
That's who I want to take the finals for sure.
Oh,
I mean, obviously,
everyone would love to see that.
Yeah, first championship for the Nuggets. Like that would be amazing.
Need it already, dude.
Like again, I'm not a Nuggets fan, but I'm not a Nuggets hater. I'm an MPJ fan because he played ball at Mizzou. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go nuts too.
Yeah, I mean
this be great.
This is the best chance we're gonna have. Probably
this tandem. The sad thing is
no one can get hurt.
I think Malone, your coach, is like a great coach, but I feel like if you guys can't get like a. I mean, you guys went to the Western Conference Finals. Like, that should show what you guys are capable of. Yeah. But if you can't get back to form, I'm afraid that he's going to get some collateral blame for what I don't think is his fault.
If we get a first-round exit and everyone is healthy, he's getting fired. Or at least I'm going to want him to be fired. I think he's a great coach, but if we can't get out of the first round with our roster, then he doesn't – I don't know.
True.
You get so many chances.
And the thing about it, you guys are so talented that you've got, like, when you think about Bubble Murray, you guys went through, like, you had 7-game series. You know what I'm saying? You guys had the series with Portland where one of the games went into, like, 4 overtimes. Y'all played 2 games. That was an 8-game series. So, like, y'all are too talented to allow that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We have, like, a 3-year window. If we don't win in this 3-year window, then the odds of us winning a championship is not going to be for another 10 years.
Shy of just winning the lottery in a draft pick.
Yeah.
And not a lottery pick, but just drafting the next, like, random star.
Yeah, like Giannis was like the 14th pick in the draft or something like that.
Yeah.
And Kawhi was like the 15th pick. So you can definitely get stars. But let's move on to some football.
So
let's
get
football
talking
talk.
to NFL, dude.
So the first thing that I think we should mention is, like, everyone prayers up for
Oh
Tua.
my God, yeah.
That was so scary. Like,
That
he's
was crazy.
Okay, so he's coming off a week prior where
That was crazy.
he had a assumed concussion before halftime. He had to go into concussion protocol, and then he was allowed to come back for halftime. There was an investigation launched on behalf of Miami's handling of his concussion. From what I read online, they had determined that he was checked for concussions every single day. So they didn't just kind of like put him through the ropes once and then just cross their fingers he passed and then just we're like, oh, no, he passed. Why would we test him again? So if that's true, that's awesome because at the end of the day, he had 2 concussions in back-to-back weeks. There's a thing called double impact syndrome where your brain will already be swollen and it gets hit again. You whiplash your brainstem and you could physically and mentally handicap yourself for life.
Some people are saying he might be out for the season.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, which is crazy.
He got slammed hard.
It didn't
bro.
look like it in real time
real time,
his hands came up.
Until you noticed his body
comatose.
started.
Well, I
seizing.
think if he doesn't have a concussion last week, he doesn't get a concussion from that. Because yes, he hit the back of his head, and yes, he got threw down really hard. But I don't think I've seen a concussion from a hit like that.
The lineman was sitting down.
It was a roll.
The lineman was already down,
Yeah,
and he just kind of whipped him down like any other lineman would. Getting him down, like it was a clean tackle.
Yeah,
you know what I
it
mean?
wasn't
Like it
dirty
wasn't
at all.
dirty.
Not at all.
Like that guy didn't mean to do that
didn't
shit.
come
He
down
just
on
it was
weight.
just perfect, dude. Just that perfect. Like you said last week, at it.
Yep.
It was dirty. It was a dirty. I mean, not dirty hit, but like it was a dirty,
crazy.
nasty looking knockout, man. Because
I just feel
the way
so
his
bad.
hands
I've
came in front
never
of him.
seen someone's hands be like that before,
Just
bro.
the body, bro.
I have from like MMA fights.
Yeah.
But they'll knock
But not
out and their hands will be
football.
But
stuck.
their hands
Yeah.
are like up and shit.
Yeah.
Like I've never seen him like do that, and even his thumb was like bent back. Oh, it
He
was
had
crazy,
he
bro.
was like one of his hands
Dude.
was like crossed.
It was fucked up,
It
bro.
was
It was so
A
scary.
little scary.
At
Yeah.
first, I was like, "Oh, he got sacked," and then when his hands came up, I was like, "Oh, he's hurt."
Yeah.
That was oh my.
And I missed I missed that part. I got after he was already out, so I was like, "Where's Tua?" I was like, "What happened to Tua? What's going on?" And then I went on Twitter and I looked and I was like, "Oh my god!" And I was like, "Oh no!" I was like, "Stretchered? Oh
Yeah.
shit!"
Good old Teddy B took his
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know. And I mean, he did what he had to do.
Yeah.
They
I
didn't
mean, they
get
lost,
the,
but-
he didn't get the win.
Yeah.
Let's go over these games though. Let's talk about week 3 games though, real quick. We had the Steelers losing to the Browns 29-17. Anything to take away from those?
Didn't even watch that game.
Yeah, we talked about it last week because that was
That was the
Thursday night
first
game.
one. That was the first one. Duh.
Yep.
Duh. All right, let's just move on to speaking of the Dolphins, beating out the Bills.
Yeah.
Giving the Bills their first loss.
Crazy.
21-19. No one really seen that coming. I guarantee that broke a lot of parlays for people.
Definitely did.
Oh.
I mean, the Dolphins are good. I mean, with Tua, but I didn't expect them to beat the Bills.
Yeah.
I expected a close game, but I didn't expect that.
As weird as it sounds, I selfishly was enthusiastic that now no AFC team is undefeated.
Yeah.
So that now you're not
Yeah, I see
pedestaled
you.
based on early success.
Yep.
Which
Yeah.
is something I do for my team anyway because I'm biased.
There's only one NFC team that's undefeated. I forgot who it is. Eagles.
The Eagles.
My dark horse. Don't tell me I didn't call them being
I
good.
mean, you did call that.
Yep.
What,
It's early. It's still early, but
one thing we also called is Bengals beating out the Jets 27-12.
Yep.
Joe Burrow doing his thing.
They needed that. If they would have lost to the
if
Jets,
they would have
bro.
lost to the Jets.
Now the Bengals are 2-2
Yeah.
after the Thursday night
After
game.
the Thursday night game. Yep. I mean, they needed that. They needed
did.
to get it up. Going next over to the Titans and the Raiders, man. Close game, 24-22.
Raiders 0-3, bro.
0-3 Raiders, man.
0-3 Raiders, man. Not looking good.
Not looking good.
They've had some
It's close games, though.
Close ass games.
My favorite Owen is probably Wilson, but my second favorite Owen is 0-3 Raiders.
Yeah. Nice.
I like it, man. Yeah, worst in the division.
Yeah.
Worst in the division.
We called that, I felt like, though. We said they were the least improved AFC West team.
We said they'd probably be the worst. But every single one of their games was super close.
It's close,
the Chargers
dude.
game,
They're
close
losing
as
close
fuck.
games.
The who they go in last week, the Arizona Cardinals game, close
Those
as
are
fuck.
hard.
They were winning.
Heartbreakers,
They
too.
were up like 18 points in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And fucking, we saw homie come back.
Yeah.
Kyler
And then-
Murray just running around like a toddler who just stole his mom's phone.
For real. That was hilarious.
After
Just
that,
running,
you
dude.
can't unsee that because the
Yeah.
ball's so big compared to him.
Yeah.
Just running.
And then they lost it by 2 points to the Titans, bro.
points to
I'd
the
be so
Titans.
sad.
I would be pissed.
As a Raiders fan.
Derrick Henry looking great, though.
Yeah.
Derrick
He had a
Derrick Henry
great game.
looking great. Had a great
They
game.
could not stop the run.
They
Raiders
couldn't.
could not stop it. I watched
He
it.
was plowing, dude. Plowing through them.
Yep.
Like it was nothing. Moving on, right after that, we had the Panthers beating out the Saints. Saints not looking that well either.
Saints not looking the best. Panthers the one
needed that
time
win.
I don't bet on them. I bet on the past 2 weeks.
And they lose.
And I don't bet them on this week, and they fucking win.
Definitely needed that win too, man. They weren't
did.
looking good either. They beat out the Saints though. Michael Thomas out actually too for this week.
Oh, really?
So you guys know, Michael Thomas is out indeed for Sunday. Going on, we got Ravens beating out the Patriots, man, 37-26. The Ravens looking really good.
Lamar is looking
He dropped like how many points?
great,
Fantasy
like 40 against my team. Of course. I'm 0-3 in fantasy right now.
Oh
Fucking
man, you're like the
blows.
Raiders, dude.
Yeah, hopefully I can
Close
get a dub
games.
against Dave this week. Fucking get
Hope
on.
not.
Get a fucking
You're projected
W.
to shit on me, though.
We'll see. Those projections are whack.
That's facts.
Those projections are pretty wild, man. The way
Yeah.
that, yeah.
But no, Lamar, if there's never been a clearer statement to pay the man.
Facts.
Andrews
Like-
did really good
so,
too
like,
last week.
I think last year, I mean, it's kind of become like pop culture to kind of troll him, if you will, because of his playoff woes, you know what I'm saying? Despite his regular season highs. So that being said, he's shown in the last 2 seasons that his arm is a lot better than everyone gave him credit for. He's separating himself from the likes of like just a run first quarterback. So that being said, we know he's going to be the highest paid quarterback of all time. He's next man up. That's the scheme.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like Joe Burrow's going to be next man up at one point. He's going to get his.
Yeah.
He's going to be the
Then
highest
Herbert.
paid. Exactly, one after another, and that's what it's going to be. So he deserves it. But the Ravens are just looking. I mean, they look really smart for getting this out of him and not in a super contract like money amount per se. But what if he decides I do want to go to Miami, or I do, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, I see
takes
you.
his talent elsewhere.
And this is a Lamar-
this is his.
Go ahead.
This is basically like a franchise tag season, and he's just running with it.
Yeah. Well, but he's
And
not
he-
getting paid like a franchise tag.
That's facts.
He's not.
Like Dak Prescott's making more than he is.
They could
He
franchise tag him
On
next
the
year.
couch.
They could legit franchise tag him next year.
Then he would get like I think it's like 30-some mil, 35 mil.
And this
Yeah.
is a Lamar Jackson that went 18 for 29, 218 yards throwing, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception, 107 yards rushing with 1 touchdown.
He gained weight and he's boogieing.
He would be
107.
the number 1
Wow.
fantasy running back if he was a running back.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
how
Oh,
crazy
yeah.
he's going on the ground.
He's fucking crazy.
He's going crazy. But yeah, Ravens look good. We'll see if they go against some real competition. I mean, Patriots are decent. They
Yeah.
beat the Lions, I believe. And then I don't know who else they beat, but
Speaking
see-
of the Lions, though, the Lions lost to the Vikings 28-24.
yeah, I put money on the Lions because they were like a plus 200 underdog, and I thought that was crazy. And the
Yeah.
Lions almost beat the Vikings.
So close, dude.
Yeah, it was a good
Another
game.
close game. St. Brown doing his damn thing.
He went off.
Amon-Ra St. Brown,
Yep.
fire.
He's
He's
killing
the
it,
best
dude.
receiver for Detroit.
He's one of the best receivers for fantasy right now, too.
Oh,
maybe not
facts.
after last week, or yeah.
He's
He
pretty
did
good.
pretty
He's
good.
definitely top 10.
He's
He's
trending
definitely
and
he's
he's
great.
getting a lot of targets. And from Jared Goff making you shine, that says something about
Yeah,
him.
he's got like a top 5. Jared Goff is like a top 5 quarterback for yards right now.
Damn,
Jared
really?
Goff's killing it. The Lions' offense is looking
No,
decent.
I'm so
I have him
happy
on one
for
of my
them.
benches. I have him on one of my
I
benches.
pick up Jared Goff too.
Dude, when shit team, like, not to talk shit about the Lions, but when shit teams start to like actually gain traction, like the Bengals did last year, like it's a Cinderella story. Like the Chiefs were that 7 years ago. Literally 7 years ago, we were a playoff-less team in my entire life, except when I was 2 days old. So neither of you were born when they had won with Joe Montana. I was 2 days old, so who cares?
This is a good question that we're going to have to look back on when we're deeper in the season. Who's going to have a better record? The Denver Broncos or the Detroit Lions?
The Broncos, if I'm betting money.
I'd say the Broncos, but
what if we have a worse record than the Lions?
I mean, I think the Lions are decent, bro. But it's all about
that's what I'm saying. They're doing great.
It's all about who you go against. You know what I mean? At the end of the day,
yeah. Whoever has the harder schedule.
So just because they have a better record
sense.
doesn't mean that they're a
makes
better team.
Facts.
That makes sense.
But like, if the Lions won the Super Bowl, I'd be happy as fuck. Like if the Bengals would have won last year,
that'd be crazy.
I was, I would have been happy.
The Bengals beat my team, the Chiefs, twice, and for two reasons.
They're his Chiefs.
In a convoluted way, I want to lose. Like, if I lose to them and they win the Super Bowl, then you can't tell me that we're not the second best team as like a consolidation trophy. Because like we lost to the best, they lost to the best. We didn't play the other Super Bowl team. You can't tell me nothing. So that being said, and I always root for the AFC to win unless it was the Patriots. But it is what it is. So you know what I'm saying? Like I'm kind of like that same dude. Like when it comes to the college level football national game, I always want an SEC team to win that. But like, when it's the Cinderella story, like when, like, I don't know, whatever school last year, like Notre Dame was going off, or like, that's another good one. Like they came out of nowhere and everyone's like, oh my God, I was rooting for them.
Yeah.
So I was rooting for Joe Burrow. I wanted Cincinnati to get there. Cincinnati was the Chiefs, but worse. They didn't have a playoff win since like 1991 until Joey B showed up and smoked everybody. So I'm forever a fan.
Right? He's doing the damn thing. Let's talk about your dark horse, though. The Eagles beating out the Commanders 24-8, making them look like chumps.
Dude, Hurts is killing it.
Hurts is killing it.
He's killing it.
Brown is killing it.
Yeah, A.J. Brown's killing it. Devontae Smith is killing it.
All the Eagles are killing it.
Their defense is killing it.
I was about to say, their defense is
they're a
great.
good team, bro.
It's hard to believe that I saw it coming.
Yeah, I mean...
Still a lot of time for this to unravel. Those who peak in September don't necessarily peak in January, but...
Jalen Hurts going 22 for 35, 340 yards for 3 touchdowns.
You know what sucks? I went for Joe Burrow over Hurts, but was thinking that Hurts was a dual threat quarterback because he rushes and thought that there was upside to that, but I was nervous.
You picked Burrow over Hurts?
Well, Burrow has the best receiving trio in the league, in my opinion.
Wow.
I don't remember that.
You're vividly remember, but think about it. Joe Burrow,
the option.
Joe Burrow has Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins, Jamar Chase. Like
I just know Hurts.
That's arguably the best trio in the NFL.
Hurts just won me the Super Bowl last year, so I was high on him, bro. He got me like 20 points every game.
I had Kyler, so
crazy.
Same vibes.
Same vibes.
But no, I didn't pass on Hurts because I thought Hurts would do bad. I went for Joe Burrow because I was thinking like he's got better weapons, but A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith are not light weapons. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
and their run game is killer.
Yeah, and Hurts could get hurt because he's a dual threat quarterback. Like his odds of getting hurt is higher than Joe Burrow.
But Burrow's O-line has proven to be ass, so he's probably going to get hurt. He's already been sacked like 13, I was going to say, he's gotten sacked way
more than Hurts has, and absolutely. Burrow's already gotten hurt in the NFL.
Yep.
He was already out of season.
Yeah.
So
his rookie year.
We'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. But let's talk about your Chiefs losing to the Colts 20-17.
Okay,
a close game.
I mean, you guys,
their defense showed up, man.
You can agree, you can disagree, but the Chiefs are so good. We beat ourselves.
I mean, same with the Broncos. Bro.
Hold on.
We beating ourselves too.
The one thing that I can point blame, and it's a team effort. Everyone's involved. Like Travis Kelce after the game, he had some significant drop passes on third downs, which is like those are his moments. That's like the Travis Kelce playbook. The whole book is designed for him on third down. But excuse me. So drop passes that hurt. We had a field goal where it was 4th and whatever. It was going to be like a 42-yarder for Matt Amendola, who was our backup. They decided to do a fake to the the placer to Tommy Townsend, and they have him scramble left. This is a kick. This is the punter.
Let me hit that.
They have our punter scramble left, and then throw like he's try the Mahomes shit, which is it's like Mahomes.
Yeah, it was not pretty.
It's like Mahomes.
Who are you? What?
the design was terrible, and it was going to like a third string tight end.
Side-handed it?
Well, like imagine,
Who is this guy?
instead of grabbing it and putting the
Is this
tee
the
up,
backup? Who is this guy?
it's Tommy Townsend, our punter.
He's a punter.
The punter.
The
Let's
punter
go.
is the placeholder for like the field goal. But no, he gets it, and it was by design.
He's all Mahomes.
And he tries to do the thing, and like it wasn't him doing too much. It was by design. It was a dumb idea. So we go for that fourth down. Instead of kicking a makeable but questionable field goal because Matt Amendola missed like a point after.
He missed a field goal before that, I believe.
And a point after.
Yeah.
We so that sucked.
Yikes.
But we had another fourth down moment where like we went for it, didn't fucking get it. Like we ran it or something stupid. And it's
Yeah.
like, so we have a lot of moments that we can revise and we can improve upon because at the end of the day, we underestimated the Colts and we just didn't try our hardest, you know?
Well,
Yeah, bro. I mean, the Colts
But the
showed
Colts
up.
shine.
They
Colt-
showed up.
But let that be said.
Their defense, at
Chiefs
least.
defense was just like, dude, Matt Ryan lost like a whole season of his career with the way they were throwing that man.
The Colts their offense looks like shit. Like,
looks like shit.
Jonathan Taylor was contained.
Taylor
dude,
was contained.
The Chiefs lost that game. Like,
I don't think we got outclassed. We just got outplayed.
yeah. I mean, well,
the defense.
If we
bro,
played
their
10 games in a
defense.
row, we win 9.5.
the muffed punt is what fucked you guys. The
Oh,
muffed
yeah,
punt
Sky Moore at the very
turned
beginning.
into
I
a
forgot all
touchdown.
about that.
That's
A
the
muffed
only
punt?
reason the
Damn.
Colts only reason the Colts scored a touchdown that entire game is because of that.
I forgot. Thank you for reminding me.
Yes, and
That is us that's us making silly mistakes.
And fucking Chris Jones getting that personal foul,
Oh, fourth one-
taunting. That was bullshit.
Damn.
That was bullshit, bro. We've seen it before. This happened to the Broncos with Von Miller. Remember when I don't know if you remember this, but Tyrod Taylor was on the ground. We were playing the Bills. Von Miller acted like he was going to help him up and then took away his hand.
Yeah, I do remember
And then they threw a flag, and it was like 3rd and 15. They were about to punt it. They get a first down, similar to the Colts, and then they drive
Basically
down
game
and score.
clinching.
Scored.
Exactly.
So
Changed the game.
I now that you reminded me that as well, that makes me think that like, okay,
Forgot
I agree
about
that like you shouldn't necessarily be able to say things because of the risk of cameras being there. So that's why the threat of being reprimanded for saying those things is always real. But there's times where you see plays where like the camera will just be kind of by a sideline player who's not even in the game, and then like you hear a tackle, and then the homie just yells out like some locker room jargon. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think
Like,
that's why they threw the flag.
No, I'm not saying that's why they flew the flag because they vividly heard what he said. He said it right next to a ref like an idiot, and he deserved to be reprimanded for it. But the fact that we couldn't hear it, read his lips, insinuate anything, like the Tom Brady, Bruce Arians incident with Mike Evans, like that altercation.
Yeah.
You don't think Brady walked out there and said some shit to him? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Brady literally walked over like an enforcer and watched that whole thing take place. I'm not saying you should reprimand Brady because I give a shit. I'm saying that, like, there's no place for profanity in the game, so that can't be allowed with or without camera allowance. You just you can't do that, Chris Jones. That's your fault.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, he owned up to it, but at the end of the day, that was like, it was a very pity-driven type thing, in my opinion.
And for sure.
And I don't assign narrative to it. It's something he did wrong, and he got in trouble.
Yeah, and I disagree. I don't think they should have flagged him for it, but it's football. Some things go your way, some things don't go your way. Like the
Every
Chargers
play.
game, there was some flags over, Mahomes had some interceptions. They threw flags for it. Like, those go your way. This doesn't go your way. It's just, that's how the NFL works, bro. Like, you got to do well enough to where you can't let the refs decide your fate.
Facts.
And that's what it comes down to. And so, Chiefs are still better than the Colts. Colts don't look that good. I'm glad they won a game. So my dark horse was the Colts. So they look better now. But I'm still not impressed at all by the Colts. So it was a close game. I wouldn't say it was a good game, honestly.
No, it was not.
It was not a pretty game, but
That being said, though, we got Tom Brady in a game next week that was almost moved to Minnesota because of Hurricane
let's
Ian.
get through this week and then we'll talk about that.
Yeah, so moving on right after that, sorry.
So we
We
got
got the Bears actually getting a win over the Texans. Finally needed that win.
Yeah.
Definitely
Surprised.
needed that win.
I put money on the
Close
Texans.
game.
Ooh.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
okay though.
They might be the
Money
worst
line?
team.
Money line?
Yeah, money line. That's typically what I do.
What was it? What odds?
It was like plus 100 or something. They were the underdog, and I was like, the Texans are better than the Bears.
And you're like, this shouldn't have. Yeah,
Yeah.
I see you. Right after that, though, the Jags taking out the Chargers, 38-10. The
Hold on.
Jaguars
Shit, hold
are
on.
looking
This is.
good.
I had a conversation with my buddy because week 1, if I'm not mistaken, the Jags beat the Colts, and he's a Colts fan. So he even watched the Colts-Chiefs game at my house. And, like, you would think we would be, like, talking shit. No, we're really good friends. So, like, it was not being division rivals. We can enjoy those games together.
Yeah.
So, that being said, and the Chiefs and the Colts have had a history from Alex Smith and Andrew Luck, but that's beside the point. He was talking about, like, when the Jags beat him and that he was, like, he felt kind of down bad in it because he was feeling like, oh, the Jags have historically been a shit team.
Yeah.
But, like, I straight up told him, I was like, dude, that team is way too talented to be bad. Way too talented. That's nothing to, like, hold your head over.
A
and,
lot
like,
of talent.
They, as of right now, and don't they have Doug Peterson as their head coach?
Yes.
Yeah, he's
Great.
Andy Reid
Great
protege, Super Bowl winning coach. Like, they have so much going for them that I don't see how they, like, I don't know who's in their division off the top of my head, to be honest.
Colts.
They're the first in their division, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jags
and they
are
should
number
be.
one.
They should be.
Yeah, they got Colts, Titans, and Texans is in their division.
They have the best quarterback in the division.
Yeah.
A 2-1 Jacksonville.
The beginning of the season, it appears that way. We'll see.
And Trevor Lawrence dropping 262 yards, 3 touchdowns, 28 for 39.
Yeah, and fucking up the Chargers. I know Herbert was hurt.
Yeah, I feel so bad for him, dude.
Herbert was
I hate injuries, man.
Yeah, so I mean, Chargers weren't running on full cylinders,
Yeah,
but
that's
Chargers dropped 38 points. Herbert didn't play
Herbert's-
defense.
Yeah, Herbert's
Herbert did his job. Y'all
38
lost.
points. And James Robinson running for 100 on him, dropping a touchdown
James
on him.
Robinson
He's doing
looking good.
great. Zay Jones dropping a touchdown on him. Christian Kirk dropping a touchdown on him. Marvin Jones. Like, it's...
Kirk's paying dividends there.
Yeah, Kirk-
he is,
Kirk's
dude.
doing good.
He's doing good,
Showed
man.
up, got all that money, broke the wide receiver market, and is showing that
Showing
he
out.
got that money for a reason.
Hell yeah, dude. We got the Rams beating out the Cardinals 20-12.
Cardinals look down bad.
Yeah,
They do
I mean,
look down bad.
yeah, Rams are decent, but I was surprised they only scored 20 points against the Cardinals, and Cardinals only scored 12 points.
Yeah, the question mark on the Rams for me is just Matt Stafford.
Yeah,
And I don't think
yeah.
I'm not questioning his abilities. I'm questioning his state of his health because that was kind of a rumor heading
His
into the
elbow.
season. So like,
The bow.
First of all, did y'all see that Cooper Kupp got his first rushing touchdown?
yeah.
Yes, that
I
was an
was-
impressive play.
That was
That-
fire
It
on
was
my
a fire-
fantasy team.
Yeah, I think he loved it.
Dare I say he might be like one of the most athletic white dudes in the league? That's not a quarterback, of course.
Yeah, I mean, there's not many to choose
yeah.
from. So I mean,
yeah, dude.
he's definitely the best white guy. He's looking like chocolate milk out there, bro. We got white chocolate. He's chocolate milk.
This man, Oreo, bro.
Bruh.
I love it, man. But yeah, Rams beating out Cardinals 20-12. Right after that, though, we got Packers beating out the Bucks. Tom Brady looking like shit in this game.
He's been looking
14-12. Yeah, he's not been looking good. The lady's pissed. That's her fantasy quarterback right now.
Yeah, for real.
She's like, why the fuck am I benching Tom Brady? Or why am I benching Lawrence for Tom Brady? I'm never doing this again. She's like, Tom Brady's out, bro. She's
Yeah.
only going with Lawrence now from here on out. Like, she can't deal with that bullshit.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, because I mean, there was a big question mark on Lawrence, especially for the first game.
Yeah.
After that first week for the Jags, we were like, it's gonna happen. Then they've just been going on a tear.
But
Yeah.
Tom Brady, not. Oh.
Speaking on the Packers, though, like I was watching that game because I had Ryan Suckup was my kicker, and as stupid as this sounds, Tom Brady shit in the bed means they're gonna kick mad field goals. So
Yeah.
like until Harrison Butker comes back, I'm just gonna ride with Ryan Suckup, who's a former Chief anyway. But like, dude, tell me why. And this is not astonishing or surprising in any way, but tell me why Aaron Rodgers makes Randall Cobb look so good. Like
He does.
It just in
They're
that
the
game.
homies.
In that
They're the
game,
homies.
He's
chemistry-
great, bro.
And I'm not trying to belittle Randall Cobb and insinuating he's not that good.
NFL great.
But I'm just saying those are two seasoned veterans with a long-term chemistry who look like they did years past. And like as I was watching this, because I've been really curious, they're in a way, I feel like they're in a worse but similar dynamic to the Chiefs with the consideration to their receiving core. They lost their best receiver of the arguably of their franchise history. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
now they have a bunch of youngins. So
I mean, Packers receiving core is way worse than the Chiefs. Chiefs have a way better
they're
receiving
way
core.
down bad compared to what we're at.
Yeah.
But they lost Devontae. We lost Reek.
Yeah.
And those are Reek. I will.
Reek's going off for the
I will
Dolphins.
stand on a mountain. First of all, I love Tyreek. I will never shit talk them because he can shit talk the Chiefs just to get views for his podcast. That's awesome. But you are the greatest receiver that Kansas City has ever had. Like
He's
Yeah, I mean, better than Dwayne Bowe. I'd say Dwayne Bowe was probably,
up there.
yeah, for the Chiefs. So, yeah, Reek is the best, yeah.
yeah. So
So, I mean, you could argue Kelsey.
Kelsey, yes, because he's
Or Tony
actually
G.
he's actually like a better receiver per se.
Yeah.
But since he's a tight end, that's just kind of like the
best
caveat.
wide receiver for sure.
Mm-hmm. But so like considering that Aaron Rodgers lost his best receiver that he ever had in his career, and he has to recover with youngins who are less than what the Chiefs have.
Yep.
So both Mahomes and Rodgers are in a state of like you're kind of having to prove yourself. Not that you're required to, but everyone's kind of equivalated you having super duper talent to like that's what got you where you are. You know what I'm saying? And now we get to see how much of it was quarterback talent, how much of it was receivers benefiting from quarterback talent. And it goes both ways.
I mean, Rodgers is a great quarterback, and he's making Randall Cobb look great. And in the past 2 years, has not done shit.
That's what I'm saying.
And so that's how you know you have a great quarterback.
That's why I'm applauding Aaron Rodgers. Even though he didn't score a lot of points, it's just like the plays that he was making were like, excuse me, it was those super like he would step up in the pocket. Aaron Rodgers would scramble at times just because that's kind of like one of those plays when everyone just goes downfield and you have nothing in front of you but green. So I'll rush. But for the most part, he would step up in the pocket in those clutch moments and he would just throw dimes to his wide receivers. And dimes, not like dimes like, oh, it was perfect. Like it's either his receiver catches it, shy of a tip drill, no one's touching it.
Yeah.
So shout out Aaron Rodgers, bro. That was such...
Shout out Aaron Rodgers, feel bad, down bad, Brady. Huh?
Yeah, they won me a parlay. I bet $5. Cooper Kupp to score a touchdown.
Nice.
And Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady to have 200+ passing yards.
Nice.
I bet $5 to win like 30.
Was that a no sweat bet?
That's a good bet,
No.
dude.
Ooh,
That's a good bet right
risk.
there.
Yeah, I mean it was like I bet $5 and got 30. But
That's good, dude. That's a good bet to make.
Yeah.
Seahawks losing to the Falcons, 27-23. Falcons
Good game.
looking good too.
Yeah, I put money on the Falcons to win that game.
Marcus Mariota was a good quarterback to pick up when I lost Dak.
Yeah,
I lost
that's
Dak
who I
on
picked
two
up.
leagues, picked up Marcus Mariota, and he's dropping points for us.
I lost Dak and I picked up Marcus Mariota.
Dude, we had to do what we had to do, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's hard out here.
It's hard out here, but he's showing out for him, man. Like he's doing great. 229 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Not the best of games, but I mean he's doing great. Cordero Patterson, 141 yards, 1 touchdown, and is questionable now. Is questionable now for this week. I don't know if you guys heard that, but today he's questionable with I think an ankle injury.
Ooh.
Yeah, I might be wrong, but he's on my fantasy team, so I seen that he was upgraded to or downgraded to questionable. Another game. Broncos 49ers 11-10 win.
Ugly ass game.
The ugliest, dude.
Not fun to watch.
The defense dropped points for me. The defense on the Denver Broncos helped me out.
Our defense is great. Our offense is
trash.
Offense, trash.
Broncos country, we're fried.
Dude, yeah, we're not doing good.
We're not doing
good at all.
I honestly like.
We won. We won, though.
We did win. We won the last 2 games.
We beat the 49ers. We beat the 49ers.
We're 2-1. If you told me at the beginning of the year we're 2-1, I'd be like, okay. You know what I mean?
Let's see what happens.
Yeah. So
who do we play next?
We play the Raiders this weekend. 0-3 Raiders. Yeah.
If we lose to an 0-3 Raiders,
we could definitely lose. I mean, our offense
they're
is
scoring
trash.
more on average.
For sure. But our defense is really good, though.
The defense,
they haven't faced our defense yet. Yeah. We got a safety last game.
Yep.
Homie ran the fuck out the back of the end zone.
Yeah, what was he doing? Yeah.
Dude,
he was evading in his own mind. He's avoiding contact.
Chubb got a pick 6.
Chubb did get a pick 6.
If he wouldn't have stepped out of bounds, we would have got more points. It was honestly kind
that
of
would have got me more points.
Yeah, it was a negative. So, no, but it was. Yeah, I'm not happy with the Broncos. I'm just glad we won.
I'm gonna still support them though.
Oh, for sure,
right.
Always.
We ride or dies around here.
Yeah, so
it's just looking rough.
Yeah, we got to get it figured out. Our offense is looking trash. Nathaniel Hackett needs to get it figured out. We have Russ.
A lot of woes early.
It's like
Russ has not rushed like at all. Not that I think that there hasn't been clear moments where I was like, why aren't you rushing?
Yeah.
Like, so I'm not. It's not entirely on him. He dropped passes.
He did a little bit more this week. He ran for like I think 1 first down.
I think I do remember that.
Yeah,
like on a 3rd down scenario.
Yeah,
which it's not that he needs to be scrambling because the older he gets, the less he's gonna want to do that.
Yeah.
And the more fragile he's coming off the first injury of his career. You got to imagine that's gonna have some mental games that he's gonna just kind of have to overcome.
We don't want him to have to run.
But you do want to take advantage of. He's capable of doing those scramble plays outside the pocket just to get an open pass where there's no intention of running other than like eluding. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. And the offensive line needs to learn how to cooperate with that because they've never had to do that. And that's his thing. So the offensive line needs to learn about how
figure it the fuck out.
Yeah, because there was a play where it broke down and we got a huge play. I forgot what play it was, but he broke the pocket and was scrambling
and then he
out.
threw it across.
He threw it across the body, and it was a huge play. And that's what makes Russ great. And so we need to be able to have those happen more
Gotta
often.
figure
You
it
did
out.
see a familiar sight that has haunted the Broncos in their past, though, in the form of Garrett Bowles. He did get. I think he got at least one. I think it was only one, but he did get a holding call on a play that would have given you guys a first down.
Garrett Bowles is a great left tackle.
He came over. He overcame the woes of being a guy who was getting holding calls left and right.
Yeah.
But it was like something as like a Chiefs fan that we would just kind of like scoff at when we would benefit from it.
Yeah.
This guy.
Yeah,
He's
I
like,
mean, sometimes there's good holdings. Like if your quarterback's gonna get lit up, fucking hold him. So
Yeah,
your
don't let this
quarterback
man
doesn't
get
lit up.
facts.
Exactly.
Yeah, that
So
makes sense.
You protect the bag because the quarterback is literally the bag of
exactly,
your team.
your blind side, you got to protect that shit, even if you're gonna hold. Like, so sometimes it's okay. But yeah,
damn, man. Right after that, we had the Cowboys beating out the Giants. They a much needed win. A
was
much
looking
needed
forward to
win.
that.
Dude.
And the Cowboys defense getting me another dub in fantasy.
Cowboys with Cooper Rush or whatever his
Yep.
name is,
Cooper Rush.
fucking looking decent,
Looking pretty good.
When Dak comes back, who knows what's gonna happen? But right now they're looking pretty solid.
Yeah.
Cooper Rush just Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott's
Damn.
just doing.
I mean,
like,
Rush is doing
He becomes
good.
Tony Romo 2.0.
Right.
Cooper Rush, 21 for 31, 215 yards, 1 touchdown.
See, as long as he's not making mistakes, he's surpassing all expectations of him.
For sure.
And so-
speaking of the Giants, Saquon going the fuck off.
Going the fuck
number one
off.
fantasy running back in the league. He looks like he's back. He's back, bro.
Back.
Which is scary.
Yeah, he's
My
good.
dad has him in our fantasy league, too. My dad's like, let's go.
My opponent had him last week. Or no, 2 weeks ago. But yeah.
Still.
And then
he's going off. He's
A
going
random
off.
thing that I noticed in that Cowboys game, I swear every time Tony Pollard had the ball, he was moving it. He didn't get a lot of
He had
fantasy
100
points.
yards. He had 100 yards.
Okay, maybe he did way more than I remembered, but like
Let me double
I've
check.
talked year after year
105
about how
yards,
the
yeah.
decline of Zeke, and lots of that is O-line blamed, and half of that's like his body. But
Yeah.
like things being considered, Tony Pollard is like a must-have fantasy player because he's gonna get playing time, and he with healthy Zeke or seemingly healthy Zeke, he went the fuck off.
I mean, Zeke had 15 fantasy points. He had like 75 yards
Zeke
and a
was
touchdown.
the only one to get a touchdown.
yeah, so I mean, Zeke
Of the
still
two.
did pretty well.
So-
He's
but
not doing as good as
the,
he was, though.
The Cowboys don't have any weapons. Like Tony Pollard
don't.
is like their second best receiver other than CeeDee Lamb. So
Right. Who else?
One
Yeah.
player that they have that I'm really excited every time he gets the ball is he's their kick receiver Turbin. So
Oh, okay.
Turbin was the USFL that just happened in the springtime MVP, and then he went to
Okay.
the Cowboys, and then his first play in the preseason runs it back 99 yards, and he's got like
Yeah.
3 of those or a couple of those in preseason and a couple big moments in the regular season. He's really little. He's like 189 pounds.
yeah.
But yeah, his last name's Turbin. And then Trayvon Diggs. I like Trayvon Diggs.
Diggs is
Yeah.
doing good.
Yeah.
He's doing okay.
He's good.
And then I mean that's it for week 3. But week 4 we had the Dolphins Bengals game.
So
Bengals
far.
winning against the Dolphins, man.
Yep.
Bengals
Good game.
doing good. Like you said, Joey B dropping 20 points for us
In fantasy,
in
yeah.
fantasy. That's nice. Not points in the game, but fantasy points.
Standard PPR ESPN
You know.
league. He got us 20.
Got us 20 points. That was nice. Needed it.
Joey B.
Joey B out here doing the damn thing. First
Again.
game of the week, and then the rest for the rest of the week we got Vikings Saints, Seahawks.
So let's say who we think is going to win each of these games.
Okay.
And then we'll just
I'll
go
say
past.
it. I'll say it who it is, and then you guys say it, and then I'll say.
Okay.
So we got Vikings Saints.
Vikings.
I got Vikings.
I got Vikings too. We got Seahawks Lions.
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 I say Lions too. Even though Gino's doing good and the Seahawks were looking okay, they lost last week. I think they're
Anyone-
losing this week too.
Anyone can win that, but Lions for me.
Lions are a better team. DeAndre Swift is out though.
Yeah.
But Jamal Williams
I was going to
is
say
doing
Jamal
pretty
Williams
well.
doing pretty good, picking up the slack. Jets Steelers.
That one's a coin flip, but I'm
Really?
going.
I would
hold
go
on.
Steelers.
I would
I'm
lean.
picking
I'm
Steelers.
leaning Steelers because of overall talent, but who knows what Flacco's gonna do?
I wouldn't be surprised if the Jets win, but
Really?
I would if I'm putting money on it, I'm gonna put money on the Steelers. But
It's
I wouldn't be
Trubisky.
surprised.
Jets
yeah.
running game isn't doing bad either. Brees Hall's doing okay.
Yeah, and I got Michael Carter on my.
You got Carter.
Yeah, that's him too.
I see you. Bears Giants. It's kind of a hard pick.
I'm going Giants.
I'm going Giants
I'm
only
gonna
because
go
David
Chip-
Montgomery's out.
I'm going Barkley.
Yeah, I mean
Barkley.
David
Barkley's
He's gonna
looking
be
good.
he's gonna be the difference in that game.
Barkley's gonna do more than what Khalil Herbert is capable of.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Even though Herbert did pretty good.
He did do
great
pretty
backup.
good. You know who's not doing good? Montgomery.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have
Trash
him.
this year.
He's not trash. He gets hurt because he's little and he's explosive.
Yeah,
and
fuck.
he embraces contact.
Gets like 1 point a game fantasy.
He gets way more than 1 point a game.
Yeah,
David
bro.
Montgomery?
Dude, I'm pulling my shit up right now, dog.
Dave's got him on his team. I'm trying to trade for him.
Yeah, this dude averages like at least 10 points a game.
I just tried to trade
I
for him.
fucking here.
Your scoring must be muffed up, brother.
Nah,
It's probably just
bro.
not PPR. PPR, he's been getting a lot of
I gotta see what other league.
bullshit receptions.
What
Not
league
bullshit,
do I
but
gotta? What team do I have him on?
So week 1 he got 8, week 2 he got 16, and then he got hurt week 3 right away. He only had 3 rushes.
Yeah,
and
we
he
have
only
the
got
same points.
1.1.
Yeah.
So you're referencing
not doing the great, not
but
doing the best.
through 2 weeks he's averaging like what?
12.
Yeah.
All
that's-
I'm saying
that's
is
great.
I benched his ass.
Obviously, you have to. He's hurt. If he wasn't hurt,
Yeah.
you wouldn't bench him.
I
Because
mean,
the reason I don't think he's a valuable player because of the team he's on. Justin Herbert, or not Herbert, I'm sorry. Who's the quarterback's name? I always call him Justin Herbert. Like an
Oh,
idiot.
Justin Fields.
See,
Yeah,
I always
there
get
you
them
go.
conflicted. Justin Fields is got a lot of struggle, and they committed
Yeah.
to him.
Yeah.
And they don't have like the most weapons for him.
Well, he didn't have time.
So
They
because,
didn't- he
but
didn't
because
have
of
playing
that,
time.
a team that has a quarterback and the dynamic there isn't fruitful for passing the ball has to rely on the run. Will they ever get in the red zone? That's the question mark.
Yeah.
Because if they're not good enough to move the ball successfully, but they do run it down their throats because they feel like they have to.
All I'm saying, for a team that is relying on the run, like you're saying, Montgomery's not doing what he should for a team that's relying on the run.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
If he didn't-
16 points out of 3 weeks, like that, and that's your high. Not the best. Like,
he's a
not
flex.
impressed.
He's a
Like,
flex. That's what I was using him as a flex.
He was in my flex position too, and I was
Yeah.
just pissing me off. Like when you have Robinson and fucking Patterson in Montgomery, when Montgomery's getting the more projected points, and then you play like it's just frustrating.
Yeah.
It's frustrating.
So we got Giants.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think I
Facts.
picked the Giants.
Giants.
Did you pick Giants? Okay.
Giants are 3 points favorite.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Good to know. Titans, Colts.
Titans.
You think the Titans are going?
They're too
They
talented.
haven't been doing that good this year, though.
They haven't been at all, but they're so talented.
I
It's
think
kind
the
of a toss-up.
Colts,
Yeah, I wanna pick the
because
Colts.
The Colts run defense is pretty damn good.
They're gonna shut down Henry, maybe.
and their secondary is pretty damn good. And the Titans defense is, I don't think, as good.
It wasn't as good as last year.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with the Colts, but
I'm gonna
that's a
pick the Colts,
that's
too.
a toss up.
Yeah, it's,
I don't want to put
pick'ems.
any money on that
Yeah,
game.
it's a pick 'em. That's
Miss me with
definitely
that.
Chargers, Texans.
Chargers.
Chargers
I agree.
should.
Chargers should win. This is a must win for them.
Yes, absolutely.
If they lose to the Texans,
They're down bad
I mean,
if
we
they
lost
lose.
to the Texans.
No, we won.
We did.
But we barely won.
won.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was not a
okay.
good game.
Getting mixed up. Browns, Falcons. I got Falcons.
That's a coin flip game for me, actually.
I got Falcons because I want Falcons because I have Marcus
But
Mariota. So.
Browns have that run committee that's the deepest run committee in the league. Nick
I'm
Chubb
going Browns.
and Kareem
Going
Hunt.
Browns.
I'm going Browns.
The
They're
Browns
looking good.
The Browns can run down a lot of throats and should get away with it.
Brissett's doing pretty good too. He's not doing terrible.
If they don't blow that crazy lead to the Jets, they're undefeated right now. So like the Browns are looking decent.
Commanders, Cowboys. Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Yeah. Even though, I mean, with
there's that one's a coin flip
one's
for
a
me.
coin flip,
I can't
too.
even say because every time I think of whose talent narrative wins, it's very neutral.
we gotta pick one.
Gun to my head, Dallas.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Jaguars, Eagles. Gonna be a good
This is
game.
gonna be
This
a
is
good
ass
game.
game, dude.
Good
Oh
game.
man.
Must see TV, but
Yeah.
I got Eags.
It's at Eagles.
I don't know who to pick for this.
Eagles
one,
are
man.
favored by 6.5 points.
well,
Damn.
I might pick the spread
and Doug Peterson's going
against
home.
his former team.
Going
I
home.
believe it's in Philly.
Oh, in Philly. I'd probably pick
That's-
Eagles.
I'm
then. If
picking
they're in
Eagles,
Philly,
That's
but-
a dangerous fan group.
Yes.
Eish.
Yeah, I'm picking
Cutthroat.
I'm picking Eagles, but
Yeah,
Jacksonville could easily win that game.
They
I'm
could.
probably rooting for Jacksonville, honestly.
I wouldn't be surprised if they win it.
If you can beat the only undefeated team in the league as the Jaguars, that's like a big win.
That's one of the biggest.
Yeah.
Bills, Ravens.
Ooh,
Yeah, that's
This
what
is
I'm
a
saying.
great
There's a lot of
game,
good
too.
games
Ravens.
this week. There's a lot of good
I'm
games.
calling
Ravens?
Ravens. I'm calling
Yeah.
Ravens.
Ooh.
Because
I
until
don't know.
Lamar stumbles, I have no reason to believe he won't. But He's going against the best defense in the league.
I was going to say, the Bills have a better defense.
I'm not even playing them this week, and this might be the second time this year that I've done that and regretted it, but I can't play, even though I have the best or one of the best defenses on fantasy Bills, I can't play them going against a power offense. You know?
I think the Bills are going to pull this out. I think the Bills are going to pull this out because the Ravens' defense isn't that great.
Yep.
And I think the Buffalo's defense is really good.
They are.
Really good.
So I think Buffalo's going to pull this out. But
I think so
if
too.
Lamar is going to do Lamar things, they got Von Miller. So
They do have
Von Miller can contain Lamar as best as anyone can do it.
He's
that side is covered.
That's exactly.
That side's covered.
Yeah.
But all things considered, that's another one where it's like I could take a nap and wake up and I could read that like such and such final score was like 42-10.
What are the odds
and
on
wouldn't
that?
be shocked no matter what teams it was.
I don't know about money line, but Buffalo's favored by 3 points.
They should be. They're the favorite team in the league, I would still say.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Bills are going to win, but I think it's going to be a close game. And if Ravens won, I would not be shocked.
I wouldn't be shocked either. How about Cardinals, Panthers?
What do you got?
Oh, I picked Bills.
Bills.
Yeah,
Okay.
Bills. Yeah, I picked Bills.
My bad.
Yeah, you're good.
Cards,
You're good.
Panthers.
Cards, Pans.
I think Kyler Murray's has to figure it out by now.
Yeah,
It's a must win.
I'd probably put my money on the Cardinals, but I wouldn't be surprised if Panthers win. But
I'm picking the Cardinals too.
Cardinals.
Broncos, Raiders. I mean, you guys already know who I'm picking.
Yeah, I'm picking Broncos too.
Broncos
I'm
all
not
day.
trying to be a hater. I'm really not. The only reason I think that the Raiders are going to do it is, and I don't want them to, I think all AFC West teams mutually hate the Raiders more. Do you?
You think the Raiders? All I heard is he thinks the Raiders are going to win.
You didn't let me explain why, and I had to explain that I don't want them to win. I want the Raiders to go 0-17 every year.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't wish that upon the Chargers or the Broncos. I wish that upon the
The
Raiders.
Raiders are easily the most hated team in the division.
are.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Every single one of our teams in the division hates the Raiders the most.
yeah,
the Raiders.
like if you notice, like when the Chiefs and the Broncos play, like especially back when Von Miller was there, like him and Travis Kelce and all of them would kind of like chop it. Like Pat Mahomes is cool with Von Miller because they both had the common Texan theme. So like our teams respect each other because we respect what our teams are. We don't respect the Raiders. But they're averaging more points than the Broncos, and the Broncos haven't proven to me that their offense knows what the fuck
So
they're
you're picking
doing.
the Raiders?
Just because they're averaging more points. But
Hater.
I want them to lose.
So
Let it be known, I want the Broncos to win.
Vegas agrees with you because Raiders are favored by 2.5 points.
Whoa.
Yeah.
It's because they're scoring more points consistently.
scoring
That's
more
the only
points.
reason. But your defense is the realest defense they will have seen.
Our offense is booty. And that is why the Raiders
cheeks.
are favored. I might put money line on the Broncos. We'll see.
They're
Or maybe the
underdogs.
spread because I think they'll at least win by. If they're going to win, it's going to be at least by 3 points.
Where is it at? Is it at
-2. Oh, it's at Raiders.
Allegiant Stadium?
Yeah. Those are like halfway
Can be a
fans
hard
anyway.
game. I mean, yeah.
Oh,
they are
facts.
half
Those
our
are
fans.
tourists.
Yeah, exactly.
Those are all tourists.
Yeah, but that stadium's fire though. That stadium's
Okay,
sick.
like without tangenting too bad, I think that's the coolest new stadium. I like that stadium
sure.
more than
Stadium's
I like
sick,
it more
dude.
than
It's
SoFi.
sick.
But
Yeah.
SoFi #2 for sure.
Yeah, SoFi's lit. But yeah, I'd say Raiders is probably
That
the
is
coolest.
That stadium is wicked.
It's one of the newest.
Yeah.
Patriots, Packers.
Packers because Mac
Packers.
Jones is hurt.
Packers. Yeah.
Ooh, Mac
You
Jones
didn't,
is
see,
hurt?
you didn't see that? So at the end of the game, he has
Didn't know
a
that.
high ankle sprain.
Oh,
At the end of the game,
yikes.
he was being helped off the field.
remember
No
that.
one noticed, and he was grimacing in pain.
Yeah.
There's no way that man was not.
Yeah,
There's
Packers-
no way he plays.
Packers are favored by 9.5 points.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
Holy
so pretty
shit.
big favorites.
Holy shit. Chiefs, Bucks.
This is toss up.
It's a tossy.
So if we
Gonna be a great game.
Bucks
if,
are doing their defense is doing
their
it this
defense
year.
is naughty, but if we play to the potential that we should, like I think that it's not. This isn't a comparison of blueprints, but I honestly think that the Chargers are a better team than the Bucks this year.
Okay.
Top to bottom, and we managed to squeeze by the Chargers. Squeeze. We were a 99-yard pick 6 away from losing that game. So
Okay.
all things considered, I think we have more than enough to do it. Brady's been eating dick this whole season.
He has been.
He's
dude.
thrown like 2 touchdowns, and one was to like.
Been doing terrible.
One was like, you know what I'm saying, like a bubble where homie took off.
Yeah.
And then the other one was like to like Perryman, like over the shoulder, which was impressive as hell.
Yeah.
So other than that, he has not been doing well.
Brady, no Gronk. Ain't
Our
even the
defense,
best.
our defense is hitting right now, coming off of the Colts game. What we did to Matt Ryan, and the Bucks don't have Ryan Jensen. They're long snap or starting center. So shout out CSUP Ryan Jensen. You already know
he's hurt.
But so that like all these things considered are working against Brady and potentially working for the Chiefs. If I had to bet, we're probably like what plus 1.5.
It's even right now. Even spread. There's no.
Wow.
It's in Tampa.
110.
Yeah,
And so
in Tampa.
I kind of started talking about this earlier. So for those who don't know, because of Hurricane Ian, there was not a certainty about the conditions of Tampa Bay due to Hurricane Ian. So they came up with the backup plan that was announced formally that in the event that Hurricane Ian prevents the game from taking place in Tampa, the show must go on. It was going to take place at US Bank Stadium in Minnesota. Because in a weird way, not in a weird way, but in a logical way, they had to address the fans as closely adjacent to the fans to like Florida, and that's as close as they could kind of get. That's East Coast, you know. So it's
They're like, let's just
so like the hurricane is not coming to Minnesota, okay?
Yeah.
But I'm glad that. I mean, first of all, like pray for Florida and all these people who are being adversely affected by these fucking hurricanes.
I just imagine the owner of the Tampa Bay Bucks. He's like, I don't know, just go as far fuck away from this hurricane as we can fucking get.
No, here's what he was saying. He's like, dude, we built a boat in the stadium.
Yeah.
We're fucking fine. We have a boat, my guy. But no, I'm glad it's gonna take place in Tampa. It would have been advantageous for the Chiefs' sake to take place in US Bank because I think Minnesota could have equally as many Chiefs fans as Buck fans.
It's the
And
Midwest.
No one who's dealing with a hurricane right now is going to be like, oh, I'm going to Minnesota to catch a game while my house fucking floats away.
Yeah.
So all those things considered, I'm glad.
we know. Oh, go ahead.
I'm just glad it's taking place in Tampa and everyone was safe.
Yeah.
We know you're going for the Chiefs easily.
Yeah.
Who you got?
I think it's toss up. I think the Bucks are going to take it because their defense. I think Tom Brady, he is bulletin board material. He is Michael Jordan of I'm going to find something. And I think going against Mahomes, I think this is really going to motivate him.
He needs this.
So I think he's really motivated by it. And I think the fans are going to be really motivated because they need the win more than anyone. Like if your house is fucking destroyed, like winning a football game is going to make you feel better. I know that sounds stupid as fuck.
This is like the Saints Super Bowl in a weird backhanded way.
Kind of, yeah. And so I think the fans are going to be super excited and super pumped up. I think it's going to be electric. I think it's going to be a great game. I'm excited to watch it. I don't really care who wins or loses. I don't care. But
I see you.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I don't care who loses.
I don't know.
I will say the odds are in more favor for the Bucks. 1, better defense. 2, Tom Brady has something to prove, beating out the Chiefs. 3, what was my third one? Oh, God damn it, I lost it. I was all trying to make it all epic.
All I know is you
I fucking forgot.
You called my team the Chiefs.
You're the thieves, bruh. You'd be still in the division, all right? No, but I think the Bucks are going to take it out. I just think they have more. They have a better defense. I was trying to think of my third reason. I had such a good third reason. It's gone. It doesn't matter. The hurricane. Oh yeah, that's what it is. They have something to prove, bro. They were supposed to fucking play in Tampa. They're like, we're not playing in Tampa, or maybe they are now.
They
like
are now.
They are
officially
now. It's official.
It's official. The only reason that they didn't know, so in days prior when it was up in the air what the hurricane was going to do, they had to have the backup plan, and the backup plan, I don't know if they released it or leaked.
Still, the hurricane just happened. They're like, bitch, the hurricane just happened. We're in Tampa. We have to win this. We just went through a hurricane. We have to win. So I'm going to pick them. But I would not be the least surprised if the Chiefs destroy the fuck out of them and Tom Brady does shitty.
Exactly.
I would not be the least surprised.
Yeah, it's super toss-up.
It is.
Hypothetically, again, I say this metric all the damn time. It doesn't really mean much, but the key to beating Mahomes on average is putting up like 29 points. He averages like 26, 27 on his career-ish. You know what I'm saying? High-scoring offenses, because let's think about it. We're kind of the Mahomes show for the most part. Like, we need him to go off, or else we very rarely win.
Yeah.
So, all things considered, it's going to be a good game. I wouldn't be shocked if we lose. I wouldn't be shocked if we were winning by a huge margin and the game ended by like 3 points, because we'll take our fucking foot off the gas pedal. That's what we do. It is what it is. But I don't know. we're coming together.
It's gonna be a good game.
I'm excited, and I'm glad I get to see it on Sunday Night Football.
Mm-hmm.
Like whenever we have bad matchups, like I didn't watch the Giants Cowboys game because I was like, who gives a fuck?
Same.
But like Chiefs Buccaneers,
I had to watch it because I had the defense, Cowboys defense, and I needed them to they had to get over 4 points for me to win, and they got like fucking 12 or something.
Nice.
So let's go. All right, let's go over this last game though, because we've been kind of talking about NFL for a while.
Yep.
Rams 49ers. Who's winning?
Rams.
I got the Rams too. The 49ers lost to us, the Broncos, that have no fucking offense. I can only imagine what Cooper Kupp's going to do to these
Rams are the underdog, believe it or not.
Any given Sunday. If this was the playoffs, I would almost bet on Jimmy G.
Well, and these divisional games, bro, anything is possible.
Yeah,
like they go so hard against your divisional opponent, bro. Like I think I'm not going to bet against divisional opponents whenever teams go against their divisional opponents because they go hard as fuck. Even if a team is like 1-12, they're still gonna try their ass off.
Yep.
Okay. I like it. We got a good week coming up. What's your record in fantasy, Winston?
It's 0-3.
What about you, Dave?
2-1.
I am 2-1 in one league, 2-1 in my other league, and 0-3 on my other. Remember my two teams we were talking about? Which one was better? The better team that you guys thought is 0-3 right now.
Oh shit!
Yeah, and it's because of close games, dude. It's close bullshit games.
You said my team was the best out of all three of them, I think.
But hold on.
And then I'm 0-3 too.
You got to compare which teams have scored the most, because if the 0-3 team is averaging the most points, then the strength. In the event that was true, it would reflect strength of schedule.
Yeah,
schedule.
I have my strength of schedule is like the best. I've gone against the best teams, so that's why I'm
he's
on
had the
3.
most
Good
combined
excuse, Winston.
points scored against.
Yeah, so I'm going against Dave this week though, so hopefully I can pull out that dub.
Get the dub. Now, I feel like we should talk about our first furry sport champ that you sent.
Winston.
Do you want to take the floor?
So there was a clip on SportsCenter where there's this dog named Winston that was going the fuck in, bro.
Going in, dude.
100-meter dash in like less than 6 seconds.
Dude, crazy, bro.
Dude, Winston is an official sport champ. Winston the dog.
First domesticated sport champ.
Yeah, the first domesticated sport
First
champ.
four-legged sport champ.
Yeah.
Yes, dude. I wish we could pull up a picture, but if you guys just go check out Winston the dog, killing it in the races, bro.
Yep.
Winning medals, cashing checks.
I feel bad for whoever, when that puppy retires from racing, and then someone's going to be like the home. I feel bad for whoever's responsible for trying to catch that dog.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to give it like a 300-acre like plot, because if not, its curiosity's gonna get the best of it, and you are not catching that dog.
It sees any white thing moving, it's booking.
It's eating said thing.
Yes.
Because it's gonna be as faster or faster.
Yes.
That thing had to have been going over 40 miles an hour.
Oh, dude, fucking, that was insane.
Its
I
legs
could
were
not
moving
believe.
faster than
It's so fast,
At 60
bro.
frames, you can't see the stride. It's so fast.
They put it in slow-mo, bro.
And then, oh my God.
It said right here, this is from a day ago. Winston finished second with an average of 5 seconds for 34 miles an hour
Oh, my God.
on a 100-yard dash. Who the fuck is first? It doesn't even matter, dude. Winston won in our book.
Yeah. I mean,
Fuck
second
the
place
first
is pretty
place.
good. We'll take it.
Ray has earned a reward even greater than the internet fame, at least for the dog. He got sardines, cheese, and steak for dinner for his
Oh my
victory.
God.
That's what Yahoo said.
Earned it.
All right, man. Yeah, that's our first furry four-legged sport champ. Now, should we talk about fights?
Yes, sir.
Now it's time to talk MMA.
Let's talk fights, man.
Should we start with?
Let's start with the shorter ones
Like
that we know
one?
about, like One and Bellator.
Okay, I have them pulled up. I haven't got.
So let's talk one championship. I don't know if a lot of people are familiar with one championship that listen to this, all 10 of you, but one is a fighting championship out of Singapore.
Yep.
And
Headquartered
they're
out of
actually
Singapore.
the biggest in the world by view. If you go off of that, I mean, biggest in America.
If you consider
UFC,
miles of
Global.
market share,
Global,
the amount of
yeah.
miles of market share that they hold, they're shitting on all other
Everybody.
MMA organizations because they own Asia. It's not even close.
the Asian market, yeah, they have that whole market. So let's go over.
I got the card right here on my phone.
You go ahead and go over.
So
this one.
again, I'm just gonna be 100% transparent in that I'm not familiar with all of these fighters because they're they have so many. Not only do they have MMA fights, which is like what I'm most enthusiastic about. They have Thai boxing bouts where sometimes they're wearing regular boxing gloves, sometimes they're wearing MMA gloves, and that's basically an MMA fight where you're just not allowed to go to the ground. It's like no holds barred. You can do a lot of clinch work. It's crazy. And those dudes like Rodtang, like, oh my God, that man no one can drop him, but that's irrelevant. But so they also have grappling submission competitions, and all these things have weight classes, belts, like the whole nine. So there's a lot. I mean, I don't know damn near any of these fighters, so I'm just going to go over a couple of the main fights, like the top three.
Got you.
The main fight, it's the Strawweight World Championship, and I don't know how to pronounce her name, but her last name is Jing Nain, and she's going up against Angela Lee. So Angela Lee is like one of the most internally groomed products that the ONE FC has had to their disposal, as well as the rest of the Lee family. So like all of really all her brothers have like wins or belts, and then like she has a 17-year-old sister who's 2-0 in ONE FC. Like the whole, it's a family affair. Like they get it, and they're Hawaiian.
All of them.
They're Hawaiian. They've got that like culture. You know what I'm saying? That island fever where you fight for fun or whatever it is. Like they kill it. So this is the third time they've fought. They're 1-1 each. I get confused with who won which bout, but they're right now.
Angela lost the last.
So Jing Ning is going down in weight, if I'm not mistaken, to fight Angela Lee at her native weight, because in their first fight, I want to say
Lee went up.
Yeah, so she went up. So now this is kind of like, okay, we're gonna reverse the roles and see how it plays out.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Jing Nain's nickname is the Punching Panda.
Yep, you were correct.
And when you watch her highlights, you want that?
No.
So when you watch her highlights, that's what it is. Like homegirl looks like she's at like an aerobic swimming class, and like her opponent's face is the water. Like I don't know what to tell you. She's
definitely a punching panda.
Yeah. So she goes the fuck in.
She actually has finishes too.
Oh yeah. So this is huge. Like this in ONE FC, this fight is like one of the most anticipated. Like this is the Juliana Pena, Amanda Nunes trilogy for them. So and it's for like, if I'm not mistaken, the winner of this will then have two belts, because when Angela Lee went up, she didn't retain, or she didn't win Homegirl's belt, and so now Homegirl's going. I guess never mind. If Jing Nain wins Panda,
then she
will be double champ.
Exactly.
But this is huge. I'm super duper enthusiastic about this bout. It's taking place on Amazon Prime. It's ONE FC 2 on Amazon Prime. It's kind of confusing when you have to put like
one and two,
because the first one was ONE FC 1 on Prime, and it was like when you looked it up, you just felt like you were wrong. You know what I'm saying?
UFC 125, like it doesn't,
yeah. So
terrible marketing,
but
you can tell they're European or Asian or whatever they are.
I like that you said European first. It makes it great.
So that main event will be huge.
Angela Lee, I got her winning.
I think we all do.
I got her winning. I can't see her losing in that division. But yeah, man.
And then when you go to the co-main, it is a flyweight submission grappling world championship, and it's his name's, I'm not familiar with these before, so forgive me. I'm surely butchering their names. This dude's from the United States, so it's Mikey Muzamechi.
I forgot this is happening. So he's one of the better jiu-jitsu practitioners.
And then Brazil's Claybar Sosa. So Mikey was giving an interview recently. They're just like preparing for the fight, like what he thinks of the potential of being a champion or moving forward in his career. And he said that he would love if they could convince Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson to do a grappling submission bout with him, because they did the interesting bout with...
Mikey would destroy him.
Because Demetrius did the Rodtang like cross MMA, cross Thai boxing thing, where it was like one of other rounds. So he said wants nothing to do with an MMA fight, but he would love to do that. And he said it would be an honor. So it was.
He would go the second round boxing?
No,
he would just want to grapple.
He would just want to grapple exclusively. But I mean, why not?
Yeah, I mean,
why not? That doesn't.
If I was a fish, I would want to fucking race a weasel in the water too.
And think about it, you could. You're gonna
not even fair.
Sprinkle that onto a card that's gonna have other MMA bouts. That's not gonna be the main event, assumingly. And then like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. DJ's going to be able to like take that bout, win, lose, draw, and then he's not.
I don't know. I don't like it though. I don't like it.
I'm not going to pay to tune into it just for that, but I don't think it hurts.
I don't know.
But yeah, those are the two main bouts from this card that I'm looking forward to. There's more. There's quite a few more, but I'm not familiar with any of these fighters. Coming up soon, John Lineker's defending his belt in a couple of weeks. That I'm looking forward to.
That's going to be a good one.
Must-see TV, John Hands of Stone Lineker.
He's doing good in one. That's one person that's doing good in one.
That hydration shit really helped him.
Yeah, fucking A. I wonder how their testing is, too. Let's talk about this Bellator card, though.
Okay.
This Bellator card, we have one. If you're watching this Saturday, it's tonight, October 1st. Pitbull versus Borix, Bellator 286.
This is hands down the deepest card this weekend.
It's deep. I'm just gonna read off names of this undercard.
Yeah, I'm scrolling
and then just go through the main card, and we'll actually talk about it.
I have odds on this right here.
So we have Weber Almeida versus Ryan Lilly. We have Bobby Serrano III versus Miguel Piembert. We have Sumiko Inaba versus Nadine Mandio. We have Lance Gibson Jr. versus Dominic Clark. We have J.J. Wilson versus Vladimir Tokov. Keone Diggs versus Ricardo Segzas. And then we have Hadzamurat Bestiev versus Khalid Murtazaliev. Then we have Richard Palencia versus C.J. Hamilton. Mike Hamill, not Matt Hamill, excuse me. Mike Hamill versus Max Roskopov. And then Islam Mamedov versus Nick Brown. That's the whole undercard.
I believe Islam Mamedov is a part of the Dagestani fight team.
Yeah. So
just killers. He's if I'm not mistaken,
he's gonna win. Assume Islam's gonna win. That's what I want to say.
He's minus 270 as of the post of this.
Not the biggest favorite.
And then his opponent Nick Brown is plus 220. So
I mean, I would honestly parlay up Islam if I was you guys.
The 1, 2, 3, the top 4 bouts all are must-watch TV. This is some of Bellator's best products on one card. I don't know how they managed. So, first of all,
Juan Archuleta versus Enrique Barzola.
So, Enrique Barzola is like a scrapper. Their odds are even minus 110. Ooh. He's just been a dude who he gets wins. He's relevant in Bellator.
Archuleta coming off a loss, too.
Archuleta trains with Duke Rufus and TJ Dillashaw.
Used to be champion. He was the champion.
He was the champion. He lost to Pettis. Mm-hmm. Sergio. Shout out Sergio. Hopefully you recover soon.
Right after that, Aaron Pico, Jeremy Kennedy.
Fucking Aaron Pico.
Welcome back, Aaron Pico.
Aaron Pico is minus 575.
Yeah, definitely parlay him up.
Don't bet. Just don't exclusively bet on him.
No.
And then Jeremy Kennedy plus 425. I think the thing about Aaron Pico, he's assumed to win every fight until he gets punched in the face.
Yeah, until he gets dropped.
Because that's how every fight he's ever won, he just embarrasses his opponent. Or he gets like Big Brothered and knocked the fuck out. There's like no in between. But Aaron Pico is like such a good product for Bellator. I have so much faith that he will be a champion one day. It's just he's too good young, and he's too like he needs to take tune fights for a minute. Like I don't know. I just think Bellator is learning. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
we're seeing Paddy Pimblett like they're learning. Like they learn like we can't give Paddy Pimblett too high of a dude because we need to take advantage of his momentum. So I want Aaron Pico to win that. He's a fucking beast.
Right after that, AJ McKee, Spike Carlisle. This is an AJ McKee fighting at a new weight class.
Lightweight, he went up, and he's minus 440 as he should be.
That's another person that I would say parlay up for sure. That's a parlay pick right there. I think Spike Carlisle is a great fighter. He used to be in the UFC.
Yep.
I don't think he's winning this fight. So I don't think he's beating AJ McKee.
So all these things combined, I think that I don't know. I feel like I have to segue the next fight because I have a detail about the AJ McKee fight that I think is pertinent to the next fight. So the next fight, the main event, is Patrice Pitbull, the champion, the guy who took his belt back from AJ McKee. In my opinion, he fucking didn't. But whatever.
Whatever.
I'm not a judge.
I thought AJ won too.
So that being said, he's facing Adam Borix, who's a absolute monster,
murderer,
and could definitely win. That's not a gimme fight at all. The odds are minus 150 Pitbull, plus 125 Adam Borix. I would be shocked if those stay that.
I would be kind of shocked too.
So, but that being said, here's the narrative that if I'm Bellator, and I always like to play this game of like if I'm a puppeteer of odds and the things for marketing purposes that I could have go my way. You have AJ McKee wins by devastating fashion, cuts a fire promo, and then Pitbull wins by devastating fashion, and then you get some Pitbull team and AJ team interaction because now AJ's going to want to come and beat up homie's little brother. He's going to want to take that. I mean, he's already got an opponent, so that's beside the point. He's going to have to hope that homie wins, but That's a narrative that they would love to push.
AJ McKee's one of the best too.
He's the best product. I think he is the best product in Bellator, and maybe the best product to come out of Bellator moving forward. His loss was cosmetic, but I just this card is bananas.
Bananas card, dude. Bananas fucking card. Honestly, it's a better card up from top to bottom than the UFC.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's go over this UFC Fight Night. We got Mackenzie Dern versus Jan Zionan.
You got
Zionan.
Mackenzie Dern is top. I would say top 3 most beautiful female fighter.
Shoot your shot, dude. Tell her.
No, she has a baby.
Oh,
like.
Shoot your shot still, dude. The camera's right there.
Mackenzie Dern, if you ever want to practice your triangles, as long as you don't fucking kill me, I'll be your triangle dummy.
Ooh, I like it, man. Let's go over these fights. We got Randy Costa taking on Guido Canetti. That's the first fight in the prelims. That's at bantamweight. Right after that, we got Julia Stolarenko fighting Chelsea Chandler. Stolarenko coming off of a finish, a choke out. Choked this chick out, dude, in her last fight. Who was that, too? It was someone I knew, too. I forgot who it was, though. Oh, yeah, Jessica Rose Clark. We lost a parlay because of that chick. Yep. I remember that. All right, right after that fight, we got Maxim Grishin taking on Philippe Lins. Don't know either of those men. They're fighting in the light heavyweight. That should be a banger, though. Holy shit. Maxim Grishin, 32 wins and 9 losses. This guy is experienced. 32-9. Like, damn. And he's fighting Philippe Lins, who's 15-5. That's crazy. He has more than double of his wins. That's so crazy. All right. We have Krzysztof Jotko fighting Brendan Allen. I got Jotko in this one. Jotko, I think, is just going to be too much for Brendan Allen. Brendan Allen, good fighter, though. Brendan Allen, good fighter, but I would take probably either Jotko by decision or maybe the over 2.5. You never know, though. It's a fight. Right after that, we got Jesse Ronson taking on Joaquim Silva. I don't have a winner for this one because I don't know too much. I've seen Joaquim fight. I haven't seen Ronson fight, I don't think. Right after that, the main prelim fight is Ilir Latifi taking on Alexei Olenek. Ooh. Now that's a fight to look at. Okay, we got an Alexei Olenek 60-16.
This is like a 45-year-old man who will hug you unconscious with an Ezekiel choke.
Yeah.
Literally like, hug you
unconscious.
This man has big, like he's got like the big brother choke like wins where you're just squeezing someone's head. There's no technique involved, just torque.
I got Olenek winning this one. But I also can see this one completely going the distance. Like just kind of neutralizing each other. Latifi has power, though. Latifi can put him out. I haven't seen Latifi put someone out in a long time, though. So I see this one going the distance. Let's move on to this main card. The first fight of the main card, we got Mike Davis taking on Vyacheslav Borshev. Don't know either of these gentlemen. They're fighting at the lightweight division. First fight on the main card. Right after that, we got John Castaneda taking on Daniel Santos. I have seen both of these guys fight. I would probably say John Castaneda is taking this one. Could be wrong, though. You never know. It's a fight, man. It's a fight. Right after that, we got Sadiq Youssef being one of the bigger favorites on the card, taking on Don Shanis. Sadiq would probably be a nice parlay piece for you guys. I mean, the dude's coming off of...
He's minus 1,200, bro.
Okay, maybe not.
Yeah.
Don't put him in your parlay.
You said heavily favorite, and I was like, yeah, he is.
Very heavy. Honestly, what are the odds for that to not go the distance? Or maybe Sadiq inside the distance. Like Sadiq by submission or KO.
To not go the distance, minus 210.
Makes sense. You might want to, honestly, parlay that up. That's a good parlay piece right there for Sadiq Youssef and...
Sadiq is Don. Minus 150 for KO. Such TKO.
That's not bad. What about double chance? Does it give you double chance odds?
It does.
Yeah, tell me that. That's probably like a minus 200. I could see it. Maybe that would be a parlay piece.
850.
A minus 850?
Yeah.
On a inside the distance, you see. Oh my god.
Yeah. By TKO.
How is the fight prop for it to not go the distance a minus 200 then? That doesn't even make sense. That's so crazy.
So this is or on points.
Wow. Oh, and it had points too.
Yeah, a submission as well.
I was just saying submission and knockout.
Oh, okay, but that's minus 200, my bad.
Okay, yeah. Called it. All right, that's not bad. That's a good pickup too, guys. Yeah. That's a good pickup. Maybe have that a parlay piece with one other leg. That's something to do. Like minus 200s on something like that. Pick one more leg that's like around minus 200 or something. You'll get good odds on that.
Minus 200 is a good bet.
It is. It's a great bet. It's a great bet. A great fight. Right after that, we have Rioni Barcelos taking on Trevin Jones. I got Barcelos winning this one, but this is another fight that you definitely want to throw your money on not going the distance. Barcelos, I'm pretty sure he's coming off of like the last 7 of his 8 wins were by finish, I think, or something. Here, let's double check. His last fight, he lost a decision. Fight before that, he lost a decision. I might be wrong. And then he won a decision before that. So maybe I'm fucking wrong, dude. His only KO was back in 2019 that I can see. It was in the second round of Carlos Hachin. But he also submitted Chris Gutierrez, knocked out Kerr Holibaugh. He has some finishes. But Trevin Jones is known to not go the distance as well. Let's check out his last fights. He got beat by Javid Basharat in his last fight. That was really no, that wasn't. That was in March. I'm tripping. That was his only fight in the UFC. Well, maybe not take that one inside the distance. I just think being at bantamweight, we see a lot of bantamweight fights. They're crazy. Bantamweight fights are really fun to watch. If you guys haven't seen one, check out Rioni Barcelos taking on Trevin Jones. Co-main event, we got Randy Brown coming back facing Francisco Trinaldo. I don't really know who to pick for this one. Both are fighters that I've seen. Both are really good fighters. Don't know who's going to win, though. Better on the ground, I'd probably say Trinaldo, but I think Randy Brown has better pressure. Who would you pick, Dave? Who you got?
Trinaldo, I would say, is definitely better on the ground, but not by like a backhanded margin.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is without even being disrespectful to the card. There's a lot of fighters on this card that I'm not familiar with. So there's a lot of pick'em fights because I don't know these people.
You don't know Randy Brown?
No, I know Randy Brown and Francisco Trinaldo, but leading up to this,
maybe Barcelos Jones didn't know those guys.
No, they weren't too familiar to me. But the greatest part about going into these cards with no expectations, those are the cards where you get like TKO City.
Yeah, facts, man.
Those are the cards you have low expectations, and then when you get great fights, you're like, oh my god. How did the UFC pull that off? Oh, wait, they're the UFC.
Winston, what are the odds for Randy Brown, Trinaldo to not go the distance? Let's check this out. Oh, I'm curious. Because these guys are some guys to not go the distance. But
Randy Brown?
So Randy Brown versus Trinaldo,
okay.
Just the fight prop to not go the distance. I'm just curious on what that would be.
Minus 110.
Wow. So, yeah. So, it's a pick'em. It's a pick'em for this to not go the distance. All right, maybe stay away from that bet. Because it's kind of hard to really pick. Gun to my head, I'm probably picking Brown.
Same.
Trinaldo's just been in it so long. Brown has a lot to prove. I think Brown's coming off of a win as well. Yep, a decision win over Kalen Williams, a decision win over Jared Gooden, and a submission over Alex Oliveira. I think Randy Brown, rude boy, is getting it done.
He's a minus 340.
He got knocked out by Vicente Luque, though. We can't forget that. What'd you say?
He's minus 340.
Oh, yeah. Maybe Randy Brown's a good parlay piece for you, but honestly, he's facing a tough customer. I think Trinaldo's coming off of a few losses, though. Let me pull this up real quick. Sure, use my location. Google. Haters. No, he's coming off of a win. A decision win over Danny Roberts. A decision win over Dwight Grant. And then, okay. And then after the Dwight Grant win, so he's coming off of 2 wins, but he lost a decision to Muslim Shalikov. In 2020, he knocked out Jay Herbert and beat John Makdessi by decision. So he's won his last 4 out of 5.
Trinaldo. I mean, he's plus 250. So if you said it's a toss-up, maybe Trinaldo's a decent bet.
It would be a decent bet. I would maybe money line him, but Randy Brown is hard to.
He's really good.
I would probably put money on this to go the distance. I could see it going the distance. Yeah, I could definitely see it. Let's move on to this last fight right after, though. Mackenzie Dern, Yan Xiaonan. I have a lot of sources saying Yan Xiaonan can fucking win this fight, man. She is a tough customer for Mackenzie Dern.
The blueprint to beat Mackenzie Dern is out there. You have to have a really good wizard, and if you can, if you just create distance with your jab, just threaten with uppercuts, knees, stuff like that. Because let's face it, Mackenzie Dern just wants to feed you to whatever submission she chooses. That's her bread and butter.
And honestly, now that I'm looking off of it, Xiaonan's coming off of 2 losses. 1 knockout of Carla Esparza. Carla Esparza knocked her out in 2 minutes, 58 seconds of the second round. And then Marina Rodriguez beat her in a decision.
So I guess we're probably getting to witness the next victim to Mackenzie Dern.
Judging off that, I think Mackenzie Dern's definitely taking this. Yan Xiaonan beat Claudia Gadelha in a decision. She also beat Carolina Kowalkiewicz.
Coral Kowitz?
Kovacevic. Yeah, it's really Kovacevic. I kind of like Kowalkiewicz, though. But yeah, it's Kovacevic. Carolina Kovacevic. She beat her in 2020, though. This is 2022. You're coming off of a loss against Marina Rodriguez, which is a tough customer. But the big exclamation point for me is you got knocked out by Carla Esparza.
Yeah. How the hell did that happen?
How the hell did that happen? So yeah, I don't know. I already have Mackenzie Dern parlayed up. I parlayed her up 2 weeks ago with Anderson Silva when they announced the Jake Paul fight. So I already have a money line bet on Mackenzie Dern. What's Mackenzie Dern sitting at? You
already put your phone minus 220 or something like that.
She's another good parlay piece.
Yeah, minus
sure.
260.
I really want to know what her odds are for submission win. Because that's probably a good bet. I'd say +4, +300.
For her specifically?
For Mackenzie Dern by submission.
It's got to be the most favored bet.
Yeah.
Minus 110.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's actually it's a beefy line. That's not the best
Her
pickup.
opponent is where does she fight out of? Is it China?
Xiaonan. Yeah, I think she fights out of China.
I don't know.
Let's see.
I don't know the legalities of sports gambling in China, but if they're allowed to sports gamble, it's possible that
fights out of Beijing.
Those wages are persuaded by a heavy favored Chinese bet, maybe. But again, I have no idea.
I have no idea.
I don't know if it's even legal there.
Minus 110 for submission. That's
on
crazy.
Mackenzie Dern. I mean, for me. No, it's not the craziest. I could kind of see it. I could see Mackenzie Dern is.
Mackenzie Dern by points is plus 420.
I don't see it going the distance. I don't.
And then
I don't see this fight going the distance
Mackenzie
unless
Dern,
Yan Xiaonan kind of shuts down Mackenzie.
Mackenzie Dern by TKO is plus 1,100.
There's no way that Mackenzie Dern is what's that, 5-6 times or 10 times more likely, minus 100 versus plus 1,000 to TKO this woman when she is a Brazilian jiu-jitsu master. Hell,
what's crazy?
She could do it. She's shown hands in her fighting career. Wouldn't shock me. But then again, it's because the Carla Esparza. That might as well be renamed. That's a plus $1,100 glass chin bet. That's what that is.
Facts.
That's all that is.
My thing is, the crazy thing is, both of these women are coming off of losses of Marina Rodriguez. Marina has beat both of these women by decision.
That girl got some dog in her.
She got some dog in her, dude. But, Nina Nunes got submitted by Mackenzie. Mackenzie retired her.
True.
Mackenzie, she's just getting submission after submission and then decision win mixed in there, too. She has 3 or 4 submission wins in the UFC. She has not gotten a knockout TKO win yet. That's why that line is so beefed up. The minus fucking 110 for a sub, but then plus 1,100 for a fucking knockout. That's a big fucking difference. So yeah, it would be a good pickup to pick up that minus 110 for submission. I would just put that. I wouldn't even parlay it up.
You don't need to parlay it up.
Double your money.
Double your money, bro.
She gets a submission win. I can see it. Yan Xiaonan. I don't know if she's ever been submitted though. Let's check.
She submitted her consciousness.
She got knocked out by Carla Esparza.
Yeah, she submitted her consciousness to Carla Esparza.
She's never been submitted in the UFC.
Well, that's about it.
She's been in the UFC since 2017.
Damn.
A lot of decisions. So maybe this fight to go to the decision, I don't know.
It's minus 210 to not go the distance.
It's because of that. It's because of
there's no way that this fight.
Mackenzie is driving these lines.
Minus 210 to knock. So they're saying it's twice as likely that someone gets finished, but not by a submission.
Almost twice.
What the hell?
Yeah.
That's just one of those stats that are right over my head.
It's weird, but
that makes it a good bet if it's.
That's fair.
That's our card. That's our card. And speaking of all these sports, should we build our parlay? Get out of here. What are we thinking?
I got 2 quick things I wanted to say.
You touch on those.
Okay, first of all, the PFL, as we've touched base on previously, has a format where they call it playoffs, where they're fighters. You earn your position into the playoffs based on your ranking in the division, and then it's kind of tournament style. They incentivize wins. So if you get a win in the first round, you get like 6 points. You get a win in the second round, you get like etc. You get less. Whoever has the most points at the end of the season fights for the championship. Well, they just announced, because there's no shockers because you know who the points leaders are. So they just announced their championship bouts. They're going to have 6 world title fights at Madison Square Garden on pay-per-view on November 25th. I'm skeptical that that's a bad idea because almost any non-UFC MMA organization that's had pay-per-views has not gotten what they wanted, and they've regretted it. Like Bellator did it once, has not done it since. That being said,
they're losing money.
The fights that they've announced, like there's a lot of, if you're not a real MMA purist, you're not going to know these people, but there's some sprinkled in that we've touched base, like Kayla Harrison. She's fighting for she's fighting against someone named Pacheco. She earned her place there, but she's a can in the scope in the scope of competition. So she didn't stumble into that position. But that's impressive, I suppose. What's his name? Aubin Mercier is fighting. Was it Stevie Ray? Isn't that his name? The guy who beat Pettis twice, and then the one Stevenson's fighting Schlute. That one's not even. That's a prelim. But the one that I wanted to touch base on was Shane Burgos' first fight in PFL.
Nice.
But guess his opponent? It's his first fight in PFL. It's Marlon Moraes.
Oh shit! That's what announced. Wow, that's okay. That's an interesting fight to be announced. Marlon Moraes versus Shane Burgos in the PFL.
First post UFC bouts. Then so
I got Shane.
Same.
I got Shane.
So I wanted to touch base on that. That's really all we know right now.
Is that dope or what?
That's dope, dude. That's 2 old, very high level UFC fighters.
Yeah.
In pitting against each other in the PFL now.
Yeah, Marlon Moraes fought 2 title bouts, lost both of them, and then still, he was a title contender. You know what I'm saying? He was relevant. And then Shane Burgos was trending that way, and
he was top 5, I think.
Shane Burgos fought
top 10.
He just fought like mad competition and got like a couple sprinkle losses that really like bombarded his momentum. So he did the damn thing. But the only other thing I was wanting to mention, I don't know if you guys even heard this. I heard this today at the airport on the news. That's how like recent it could have been. Allegedly, Tommy Hearn is suing Jake Paul.
Eddie Hearn,
sorry, forgive me. They're suing Jake Paul for like $100 million plus because
on a defamation case.
Exactly, because he alleged that Amanda Serrano had, in his mind, he thinks that she legitimately beat Katie Taylor, and he was alleging that because Eddie Hearn's promotion was responsible for like getting the judges and everything.
Fights.
He said, like you were protecting your product, and then another example he cited was the Usyk fight, the most recent versus Joshua. He said one of the judges gave Joshua the bout, and I don't know anyone in the room who felt that way. So like Jake Paul is speaking to like what has plagued boxing for years. It's so political. There's so much money behind closed doors when it comes to boxing. Like there are things that are not written but are negotiated. And to be 100% honest, Jake Paul is right.
He is kind of right, dude.
Now,
kind of right. You can't do that, though. Amanda get sued for $100 million.
Against a guy who has more money than you could ever dream of. Biggest boxing promoter on the planet. He owns the United Kingdom for boxing.
You're going against
a juggernaut.
The juggernaut's lawyers, dog. Like, that's not good.
Now, in the grand
100 mil.
In the grand scheme of things, how does this pan out? I mean, I don't think Jake has 100 mil to just forfeit in a lawsuit.
Fuck no.
Does he have 100 mil of net worth? I'm sure he's getting there.
Sure.
But I don't think he's going to give it to homie. But all these things considered, that's tough. That's tough.
Jake Paul's getting sued for $100 million
by like a dude who could buy Dana White and then.
Why? What did he do? What did Jake Paul do?
Defamation.
So he alleged that on 2 different scenarios that, and these are things that like we're not trying to like. If you have rose tinted glasses, you won't see where he's coming from. But if you have just basic vision and you watch like the Usyk versus Joshua fight, unanimous decision. Joshua did not win, but like 3 of 12 rounds type vibes. Everyone mutually agreed. One judge gave it to Joshua, and you'll never know why. But there's a lot of scenarios where it's like these judges are taking on like $35,000 like dinner trips on behalf of like representatives of certain fighters. So it's basically like I don't know what was negotiated, but
the boxing game is very dirty.
It's so
shit like that happens. Yeah. So
like in boxing, if you're an undefeated fighter and you're in a remotely competitive fight and you have some form of territorial allegiance to one of those judges, which we can never really know. You know what I'm saying? Because if that ever came out, that's illegal. Fixing fights is illegal.
Yeah.
But everyone mutually agrees in some of these bouts that's like those scorecards are not like fathomable. These are professional bouts. We rely on those scorecards to determine a winner when someone doesn't finish it on their own. And we shouldn't just be throwing darts at a chalkboard with a blindfold on to determine a winner.
I mean, I agree, but I think the reason why they might do it is because boxing doesn't have like a really face right now. Jake Paul is the face of boxing. So for boxing as a sport, it's beneficial for Jake Paul to do well. I think we can all kind of agree.
Yeah.
And so when you have this star guy like Mayweather, and then you have like this guy that came out of nowhere, we know that Floyd's marketable. You know, this is just an example. I'm not insinuating anything.
Of course.
And so like you, as a sport, you want Floyd to win.
You need to protect your product.
Yeah. Exactly.
That occurs across almost all organizations. But the thing that has plagued boxing for years is there's like a litany of like consecutive lists that you can look up of just like botched decisions.
Of course.
And every single time it was like, and like it's not rocket science. Like this dude. Like this, the promotion wants their most marketable dude because they get better pay-per-view numbers. They make the most change off of having an undefeated fighter. I get it. They don't like these losses, but all things considered, like we as fans deserve better than fights that are just completely wrongly decided. You know what I'm saying? And Jake Paul is very warranted in feeling that way, but the problem is, and the reason why this is going to be elevated to court, is he was alleging his marketed fighter Amanda Serrano, who went against Katie Taylor in like the best female boxing bout of all time, literally
at MSG.
So like Katie Taylor won, and it was about that him and I agreed no one lost that fight.
Oh wait, it wasn't in MSG. Sorry,
was it?
I don't think so.
I thought it was at Madison. Regardless of where it took place,
it might have been in MSG.
Regardless of where it took place, the bout was so good. I was so like I didn't even know it was happening. We just came over to barbecue. Next thing you know,
that shit was so fire.
I was witnessing just it looked like a movie. Like you like couldn't have choreographed a fight so good. You know what I'm saying? And it just that all things considered, Amanda Serrano could have won. Katie Taylor could have won. I don't care who won that because that fight was bananas. And Jake Paul wants to protect his product, just like boxing wants to protect their product.
A lot of people thought Serrano took it, though.
A lot, yeah, and he's not wrong for saying that. But if he would have been the beneficiary of that, and Serrano would have been protected, as opposed to Katie Taylor, who was the British fighter, who he's hypothetically alleging that is Hearn's favorite anyway. He's saying, Hearn, you're protecting your product. Boxing's fixed. Like
he's saying he's fixing fights. That's the main.
Not fixed. Like they're allowed to compete, but the decisions are not.
He's not going to get $100 million from Jake Paul, bro. There's no way.
No, but he will get.
He will get
some out of court.
He'll get like probably 5.
He ain't gonna get
10
he's got so much money to throw at the fan against Jake compared to Jake Paul that he can do it just to do it, just to say I did it.
Jake Paul's going to make a lot of money.
He's going to settle
from this Anderson Silva fight.
He is, but I think he's going to settle on this case.
Yeah, for sure.
He's going to pay out Eddie very nicely.
He's going to have to.
He's
going to compete a lot more.
Over under.
On him paying?
Yeah. Over under.
I would say at least a -200 on paying Eddie Hearn out.
Well,
not 100
No,
million,
I'm talking over under for total amount getting paid out.
Oh, what they're going to agree to in a courtroom?
I don't know. It's hard to say,
over under
bro.
for millions.
For $100 million.
I'm going over under to 20 million.
I mean,
I'm going under.
Under 20?
No, they're gonna. I mean, he might not get 100 mil because I don't know if he has it.
That's a good pick.
He might get well over 50. And like,
there's no way, bro. You're just talking shit. Like I just like.
No, you don't know what. You don't know who he.
Defamation though.
He antagonized a dude who has so much money. He will piss money at lawyers to win this case. So there's nothing Jake Paul can do about it because he cannot come up with the capital to defend against the Hearn.
I mean, he could take a loan out.
Hearn is saying that it's damaging his legacy and it kind of really is. So like, and in court, they're going to be able to prove that.
Yeah.
So if you're proving that your defamation is taking away from that boxing business, you're losing the case.
But as a social media person, like anything he says, like that's negative, he's hurting the product of said person.
It can't be defamation though.
He's not only that, he's also implying something that's illegal. And as a promoter, you like if the promoter doesn't sue him over this whole ordeal, then he looks like he's kind of like an accessory to condoning it. You know what I'm saying?
Like it's just a shitty situation.
So like Jake Paul, but Jake Paul's not wrong. He's not wrong. Where he's coming from is so true. It's so true. And the same problem
boxing is corrupt.
All like like I wouldn't say UFC is corrupt because it's not. They just have incompetent judging a lot of the times.
Facts.
Their judges,
because it's on a boxing fucking scoring system.
Yeah, so like their judges aren't cherry picking the winners. Their judges don't know what they're looking at. The boxing has an agenda. There's an agenda to make sure, like, oh, is this remotely close? Well, we're gonna give it to so and so. Like, you could insinuate, like, this is an example I'm pulling out of my hat, if you will. Like, I'm saying this as I'm thinking it. When Ben Askren boxed Jake Paul dropped him very flush, like dropped the fuck out of him. He fell,
floored him,
and he got up, and the ref called it. You could insinuate that there was some implication on behalf of the ref that like he drops one considerable time, you fucking call it.
Yeah.
You can't write that. You can't ever get caught saying that. But in boxing, that has happened. You can infer that is happening.
Yeah, we want it to end in a KO. So.
Well, yeah, it's a win-win. But was Ben Askren in that moment like completely done and like couldn't continue? He probably could have. He was probably going to get put on his ass seconds later. Yeah. Seconds later. So I'm not trying to. There was no way Ben was going to come back and win that.
He got fucked up.
But you know what I'm saying? Like they kind of they cherry picked the outcome in the moment. Do I think that was a just stoppage? Absolutely. But could you see where like the rhetoric I'm implying? Like they wanted to protect Jake Paul, and not that he was even being protected from fucking Ben Askren. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
I mean, if
they're like,
Jake
Paul,
Paul,
secure the KO, we're good.
If Jake Paul can find evidence suggesting that this person has rigged fights, then he probably won't even have to settle.
The reason that he can't win is because he's the judging is not like there's a must scoring system based on like strikes, drops, etc. But the awarding of who wins the bout, you can have better accuracy, land more strikes. But if the guy on the opposite end lands the one haymaker that wobbles the two of them throughout the whole round,
10-9.
Exactly, they're instantly going to think that even if he doesn't drop, but everyone can agree like he owned every second of that round, but one punch. That's what's going to happen. That arbitration is one thing that gives us this gray area for them to decide, but it's when we can kind of see like, okay, Triple G versus Canelo the first fight. Everyone could agree, man, I'm not going to say that. Let's not disrespect Canelo. I think Triple G won. A lot of people did. They gave it a draw, which gives you a rematch, and neither of them gain a loss in that scenario, which is a marketer's best scenario possible. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So in that scenario, like I don't think that was a fixed outcome, but I think that was an embellished judgment.
So I have a question for you guys.
Go ahead.
How would you guys feel about a more like every strike is worth like a 0.1? It's like
hard.
How would you guys feel about that?
You can't equivalate it absolutely because
then Max Holloway would be undefeated.
Yeah.
Like
but then a knockout or a knockdown is worth this many, and a takedown for boxing it'd be easier than UFC.
Well, yeah, boxing is you get dropped, it's 1 point no matter what. In UFC, that's not even the rule. There's been fights where dudes got dropped like 8 or 9 times, 10-9. It's like what that dude like. I don't know. There's so much much arbitration. I do agree that you want some more consistency to where it's like absolute, but the reason that can't be like I described is because you can land. There's fighters who are volume point fighters who will land 25 punches a round, and then there's boxers like Deontay Wilder who will land 2, but those 2 are the most significant punches of the whole night. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So how do you wager that as a judge? I don't know. I'm not the guy to say that, but we can all kind of when it's like walks like a duck, talks like a duck. It's probably a duck. But for some reason, these judges are calling like geese. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know what to say.
It's weird. Jake Paul, bad move, dude. Bad move. Not the thing you want to focus on when you're about to fight Anderson Silva.
That is true.
This does not add viewership. I bet you we're gonna have like 8 press conferences because this homie needs a bag now.
It's not looking good for him. Which I mean. Eddie Hearn having to do that, like, come on, Eddie, like chill out a little bit, bro.
I think he's just trying to flex.
I mean, dude, it's Eddie Hearn. It's Eddie Hearn. Like he.
Can you name a bigger boxing promoter right now?
You can't.
Like, I don't even know who
Anthony
he is.
Joshua, Katie Taylor. Like he's just the biggest
loop.
boxing promoter out there today. Like.
Oh really? So he put on like Canelo and
he's putting on
Triple
all.
G or no?
No, that's not. Those are different promotions.
He's kind of like the Don King of today, but he's not like championing just Mike Tyson.
There's so many different promotions for boxing.
Pretty much any European fighter that's like worth mentioning, he's had some affiliation to.
Yeah, the Furies, right?
I believe.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Usyk, he's involved in a lot of big boxing fights. Eddie Hearn is very well known in the boxing world, and to do
good luck, Paul.
Good luck, Jake Paul. Because to do defamation, Eddie Hearn's net worth. Oh, he's. Oh. All right, let's look up this net worth.
It's more than fucking Jake Paul.
My thing is, I hate looking up net worth because it's not like it's very not accurate.
Yeah, for sure.
Just reference Forbes as a metric. Do I think it's accurate? No, but if I'm always referencing Forbes, we have some measuring stick.
Boxing's been struggling. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but they make more money, not as like a company wide deal.
Right here it says 50 mil, but
Cap.
triple
look up Jake Paul's.
Triple that.
Jake Paul allegedly made $40 million boxing like a
last
year ago.
But he spent a lot of money.
Yeah, that's not net worth.
Yeah.
That's just
how much profit.
That's the money that he brought in, not the money he kept.
Yep.
If he brought in 40 mil, I bet he kept probably like 23 mil after it was all said and done.
30.
We're 30.
We're 30. And see, but that's the thing with these net worths. Like, add 100 to that. Or, you know what I mean? Like, fuck it. It's so hard to say.
I mean,
like,
yeah. I mean, how much money you have saved up versus money in assets is two different things.
Yeah.
Because if the market crashes tomorrow, then all the things that you own instantly go down.
Yep.
So money in the bank is worth
fucking
more.
crazy.
But that was really all the tidbit sidetrack notes that I can remember.
No, I dig it. I had one more thing that we were going to talk about too.
Oh, fucking Contender Series.
Thank you. That's what it was. Bo Nickel. Yeah, Bo Nickel.
First of all, Bo Nickel went in against a guy who was like 7-0 or 7-1. 7-1. So he's
CFFC champion.
So his first bout in MMA professionally, he went up against a guy who was 0-0, just like himself. It was someone's dad with long hair. We all saw how that ended. He baptized that man into the shadow realm, whatever, with the hands. Who saw that coming? His second fight, he ended in like instantly first round. Like his fight career right now professionally is less than 2 total minutes in 3 bouts. And then he wins his bout on the last episode of the Contender Series, and Dana White obviously gives him a contract. Not only does he give him a contract, he has a fight booked in less than 48 hours of getting his UFC contract.
His first fight already.
Like, what?
It's coming soon, too. It's coming up soon.
I think December 12th or something like that.
Yeah, so he's the lead of the 5 contract fight. So this is another monumental night of the Dana White Contender Series where all 5 fighters got a contract. Mm-hmm. Yeah, last week. And the last week of the season, really. So season 6 is a wrap. No more Dana White Contender Series for us until next year, until next season, season 7. I'm low-key super sad about it. I love watching the Dana White Contender Series. My wife loves watching the Dana White Contender Series. I've made money off of those fights and those bets. To have Bo Nickel get a 52-second knockout, it sealed it. And it was a perfect bow on top.
Not only that, we got to comment on how he did it.
Huh?
We got to comment on how he did it. So like everyone, it's considered a war of styles, if you will, between traditional American wrestling and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And typically wrestlers don't do well in Jiu-Jitsu like scenarios. Well, Bo Nickel decided, I'm just going to throw up the smoothest triangle you never saw. I don't even have to pull down on his head. I'm just going to squeeze and he's going to tap really fast because I got it like that. I'm Bo Nickel. You know what I'm saying?
Dude's strong.
So this man did not look like a collegiate. I'm not saying in a non-belittling way. He absolutely looked like a collegiate wrestler because what did he do? He hits him with a mean overhand and then takes single leg, tosses him.
He didn't even get touched.
It was flawless. And then the submission was just so smooth and effortless. It's like if you just would have watched that submission, had no know-how of who Bo Nickel was, you're like, oh, this dude's what is he, American Top Team? Great. I'm pretty sure that's who he trains with. But it's just is he a Gracie? Who is he? That was way too buttery. And then come to find out, no, he's a 2019 Big 12 or Big 10 Athlete of the Year for Purdue, or Penn State. I'm sorry.
Dude's huge. Dude beat ass. He's crazy.
Gonna get some. Dude, he could beat top 15ers right now. Will they do that? They're gonna feed him wisely, if I have to bet. He's the biggest prospect possibly in UFC. This is
Easily.
This is UFC's Aaron Pico in so many ironic ways. Aaron Pico was a dude who didn't go the collegiate wrestling route because he wanted to do the Olympics, and then you have Bo Nickel, who wanted to do the Olympics, and he lost to his training partner, who went on to win gold as well as won a world game. So, the guy who he got his loss to is undoubtedly one of the best wrestlers alive right now. So, Bo Nickel, and if I watched his Brendan Schaub interview, as you and I were talking about earlier, he has such a deliberate mindset on the trajectory of his career that it's impressive. And to be honest, I think collegiate wrestling and thriving in that, I would argue, is harder than thriving in the UFC, but the risks are not as high, on your health or your consciousness. But I would say that does that translate well? Absolutely. We're watching it with our own two eyes. Good. This man is running it. It reminds me of Henry Cejudo type vibes. Like these phenom athletes who wrestled and are just unstoppable.
I can see him getting dropped though. Like,
it's gonna happen.
Don't be too ahead of yourself, brother. Like, there's a lot of motherfuckers that are fucking got your name written down.
Like,
man.
remember when Hamzat went up against Gilbert Burns?
Yeah, and Hamzat thought he had that shit in the bag, like it was nothing.
He called out Hamzat.
Yeah.
Bo Nickal. First of all, that's obviously not happening.
I would love to see that fight though.
Yeah.
But let's go over these fights on the actual Dana White Contender Series. We started with the Mateus Mondanka taking on a Ishik Ajim. Well, that ended in a knockout. First round, 48 seconds, under a minute, just like Bo Nickal. Mateus getting the contract. Then we had Rafael Ramos Estevam taking out Joe Elias. TKO, ground and pound, second round, 2 minutes and 25 seconds. Right after that, we had Jack Jenkins taking out Freddie Emiliano Linares via TKO, ground and pound, round 3, 4 minutes and 30 seconds. He almost got out of the fight. Didn't happen. Then we had a really good fight, Sam Patterson versus Vinicius Sensi. Sensi was taking that whole fight until Patterson took him down and submitted him. Rear naked choke, second round. Again, got the contract just like Jack Jenkins and just like Rafael. And then we sealed the deal with Bo Nickal, taking out Donovan Beard via submission triangle choke in the first round, 52 seconds. Crazy. Great Dana White Contender Series. Bo Nickal, like you were saying, man, he's the damn deal. I can see him getting taken out if he's too eager and too fast, but I can name a good amount of top 10 fighters in his weight class that he can take out fast.
For sure.
So I don't know what's going to happen with Bo Nickal. Who was his first fight again? Do you remember?
His first MMA fight?
His first UFC fight.
Oh.
Who was
I don't remember
fighting?
his name. Not familiar with him.
Let's see.
Dun, 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 dun.
I'm having
scrolling.
a hard time finding it.
I'm scrolling.
It's not saved. Jamie Pickett.
There
That's
you go.
A good fight. Jamie Pickett's a fucking dog, dude. But I see Bo Nickal running fucking through him like a goddamn steam train. All right, let's end this goddamn episode with our parlay, huh?
Yes, sir.
Anybody got their legs yet?
I do.
What do you want, Winston?
So I'm getting Javonte Williams over 52.5 yards, rushing yards.
Hell yeah. Detroit,
Okay.
DeAndre Swift's out.
No, Javonte Williams.
Oh,
for the Broncos.
sorry.
Really?
I thought of Jamal Williams.
Yeah, Javonte Williams.
You think he's doing over how many?
52.5. It's the over-under. That's what it was. Because, bro, I watched the Titans and Raiders game last week. I saw Derrick Henry run over the Raiders.
Yep.
Is Javonte Williams Derrick Henry? No. But he's like a short-ass version, a midget version of Derrick Henry. Okay, so, and he balls out. So I'm thinking over 52.5 rushing yards.
Call him Slim Henry.
Because I found a Javonte Williams over 50.5 for a minus 125.
Nice. Okay.
Should I pick that or?
Yeah. That's
I'm
good.
trying to find the 52.5. It's okay. I'll pick the 50.
They just have different odds.
Yeah,
So,
it's okay.
yeah.
It's okay. All right, so we got Javonte Williams on there. Dave, what are you feeling, dude? You feeling fights? You feeling football? What are you thinking, dude?
Yeah, I'm feeling fights, my guy.
That's what I'm feeling too.
Okay,
dude.
so AJ McKee,
Ooh.
TKO, KO at any point in the fight. He's going up in weight. He lost his belt on some terms that I didn't agree with.
Money line, right?
Yeah, just him winning by KO or TKO.
Oh, you're taking in by finish.
I'm going specific.
Oh,
Damn.
shit.
The odds are going to be crazy.
If you think it's smarter to just take him for the win, I'm cool with that.
You pick.
Well, I want to have a realizable bet.
AJ McKee to win by KO, TKO, plus 180. Pretty good.
That's not that bad.
It's not bad.
Plus 180 is not bad.
It's not bad.
It's not quite like a Joaquin
By
Buckley knockout.
submission, plus
Shout out
120.
Josh.
By decision, plus 500. And money line, he is sitting at minus 490.
Oh.
So
yeah, let's do the TKO because I don't want to put 490 in our parlay.
okay.
Even though I think
you can if you want. Bro,
even though I'm confident,
parlay.
what I'm implying would still be implied happening.
I could see him winning by KO.
Well, if I say he wins by KO and or he wins, that's like, you know what I'm saying.
You're already buffing our parlay to plus 404.
Yeah, well, because mine was pretty risky. Mine.
Okay, well then hold on.
Sadiq if I wanted
hold on.
to.
If that's the case, then let's
No. Pick what you want.
Well, if I'm implying that he's gonna win by KO, I'm implying he's gonna win. So that's the same bet.
So you'll just pick that
cosmetically.
Okay.
So if we do just AJ McKee, a minus 490 money line, that's up parlay odds of plus 116.
Cool. Okay, I like that.
It's pretty good.
I like
Pretty
that.
good. Yeah,
I like
that too.
Yeah.
All right, man. I'm gonna go to the UFC, and I'm gonna see. I might parlay up Mackenzie Dern.
What about Angela Lee?
Angela Lee would be a good parlay piece too. I think.
There's other good fights on Bellator too.
There is other good fights on Bellator. I want to throw one UFC.
True. Yeah, I like the diversity, and also
Yeah.
it is. I'm surprised Bellator was on there because sometimes the only advertised Bellator betting that I've seen was at mybookie.ag. Shout out the Weighing In podcast.
If I put Sadiq Youssef on our parlay, it only gives us plus 20 points.
Yeah. He's
so
a heavily favorited.
Heavily, dude. Heavily. I think I'm going to parlay up Mackenzie Dern, dude. If we parlay up Mackenzie Dern on our third leg, our parlay odds go to plus 207. It's pretty good.
Okay.
So we're parlaying up
Pretty good.
Glassjaw. Homegirl, they got surrendered her consciousness to Carla Esparza.
Yeah. So hopefully she loses. I'm honestly looking at these other fights too to kind of see if there's any props that I want to pick up. Instead of that, honestly, I kind of want to just ride with Mackenzie, dude. Mackenzie's the chick, dude.
I mean, minus 260 isn't crazy. I mean,
It's not.
Dave picked a minus 460, so
Yeah,
it's fine.
490.
Well,
Yeah.
I realized that I was like, if I bet that or he's gonna win by KO, I'm betting he's gonna win. So you might as well bet that he's just gonna win because that's implied.
Yeah.
And this also gives him more ways to
Yeah.
win, and we still could benefit from it.
Yeah.
A lot of these fights are fucking close too.
That's what I'm saying. They're either like miles apart or pick'ems.
Yeah,
There's like
facts.
no in between.
I'm gonna do Mackenzie Dern. Okay,
Let's get
so our 3 legs of our parlay is over 50.5 or 52.5 for Javonte Williams rushing yards versus the Raiders. That's minus 125 is what I picked it up at. And then we got AJ McKee money line minus 490 over Spike Carlisle. And then we got Mackenzie Dern money line minus 240 over Yan Jiayunan. Yeah.
Nice.
Our parlay comes up to plus 207.
I'm
Oh,
with
yeah.
it.
So if you bet $5, you get $15.35. If you bet $10, you get $30.70. So
Hey,
pick
hopefully-
that up, guys. Pick that up.
So I've also built a parlay. Let me know what you
Ooh.
guys think about this.
Let's see.
Ooh.
I got Javonte over 52.5.
Got
Jerry
it.
Jeudy over 44.5 receiving yards.
You got bit in the ass last week because of that.
Uh,
for Jerry.
That was like 2 weeks
2
ago when he
weeks
got
ago.
hurt.
Yeah, that was 2 weeks
Yeah,
ago.
when he got hurt. Trevor Lawrence 200 plus passing yards.
I can see that.
James Robinson plus 40 yards.
I like it.
And then Nick Chubb plus 60 yards.
Ooh, I like all of these.
I got-
I like all
Those
of
are all
these.
like safe bets in totality. Give you favorable odds.
And guess what? It's plus 700 odds.
Damn.
I bet $5 to win 40. So we'll see how that goes.
Yo,
Hell yeah.
send me a screenshot of that, dude. I might pick that up with you, dude. That'd be
Oh,
cool,
yeah, man.
dude.
And
That's a good parlay.
And hold on. And if you could somehow squeeze in a no sweat bet, if that's still a thing, you could do that bet risk free.
Yeah.
I like
So
that.
a plus
man.
700 risk free bet.
Bro, $5 to win 40. I mean,
That's a good
all
fucking
those.
deal.
The
All those
Jaguars
are for sure.
The Jaguars are going against the Eagles.
As long as no one gets
So,
hurt. No one gets hurt, you're good.
Like Eagles defense is pretty good. So if they just shit on the Jags, then it won't happen.
The only way that like your rushing total things don't come true is if like let's say Kareem Hunt goes off on I'm saying Nick Chubb's like not doing his best, or Travis Etienne goes off,
Yeah.
other homie doesn't do his best, or like Melvin Gordon goes off, other homie doesn't do his best.
Yeah.
I doubt all of those things happen.
I guarantee you're hitting all
If
those
we don't run it
legs.
with Javonte, bro, I'm gonna be so pissed, bro.
I
We have
guarantee
to
you're
run it
hitting
with
all those
Javonte.
legs.
Probably. We'll see. I mean, it's
think.
plus 700 for
If
a
not,
reason.
you're
Hold
fucking
on.
up our parlay.
Trevor Lawrence, I think, was the biggest risk in that because he's
Yeah.
going against Eagles defense.
That was like minus 290 or something like that. I was like, damn, bro. Like, yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And let's just hope we win our fantasy
Yes.
games
Well,
this week, huh?
So Dave
it's you
can't.
too?
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. None of us.
Oh shit! You guys are facing each other.
We are.
Yeah.
I'm winning right now,
fuck.
but Dave's team could easily come back.
Oh shit!
There's some variables working in my favor. Like since David Montgomery's out, I have to play Damian Harris from the Patriots. And if Mac Jones is out, they go run the ball. But will they get in the red zone? Tune in next week to find out.
We'll see. But thank you guys. This has been Sport Champs episode 14. If you guys made it this far, thank you guys so fucking much. Oh,
I remember one thing I wanted to acknowledge before we go.
what do you want?
Aaron Judge hit 61 home runs. Holy
He
shit.
did hit 61 home
So-
runs. We should have fucking said that at the top. We fucked up.
Okay, like without going in because we're ending here, but we can talk about that next week. But I will argue next
should.
week that he is the greatest truest hitter of the modern era or ever,
I like
because
it.
no roids.
No roids! All right, guys, this has been episode 14. Thank you guys so much. Don't forget to check out the new single. Don't forget to get some tickets to Kirko Bangs and some tickets to our live show. If you guys made it and are listening to this far, you guys are a fucking true OG. So treat yourself to our live show happening down here in Pueblo. Wake Up Pueblo Theater. Hit up Deryk for tickets. Hit up Dave for tickets. Hit up me for tickets. Hit up everybody involved for tickets. And then if you guys want to see Kirko Bangs, hit me up for tickets. Y'all have a good one.
Yo.
Peace.